What is up, everybody? Get your breakfast ready. It is time for the rewind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is up? We are back another Saturday and another episode of the rewind. Got my partner in crime, Bryon the Grizzly, is in the house.
What up, guys?
Yes, sir.
Man, this has been a crazy week for me. It's been a crazy week in Marvel. So we were actually talking in backstage about Marvel and how they're releasing all this information. So that's got to be part of the show. That has to be a big part of the show because of all this stuff, man. They're doing crazy, and it's almost like, are you guys crazy? It's like, yeah, crazy like a fox.
Facts. They need to get people invested in this movie, right? Because Doomsday cannot flop. If Doomsday flops, then Secret War is in trouble. So yeah, I don't have a problem with them giving out all that information that they're
Do you
doing.
know how much money it has to make to break even?
Probably about 2 billion.
It has to at least to just break even. It has to be $2.2 billion.
That is crazy.
Billion? Like, what would it be? Like, what were we doing?
Hey, let's hopefully it doesn't, because I think Avatar needed to make 2 billion too, and it still doesn't reach it yet. So maybe it will. But I know there are a few. Danny thinks that it's going to stay in the theaters longer than the 45 days. So we'll see.
It has to. I can see if it stays in the theater 60 days and maybe has a second run. That way it can make the money. But dude, this is going to be huge. It has to be huge for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to re-release it right before they do Secret Wars.
Agreed. Because you know they're going to do that, right?
You got to double dip as much as possible because that's a lot. To make those type of numbers, there's only been, what, 6 movies?
Mm-hmm.
5 movies to ever do that. 2 billion?
Exactly. 100%. Get to the comments real quick. We got here Fernando. He says, "Good morning, fellas." Good morning, Fernando. I saw The Strangers chapter 3. It's as bad as the other 2. You know what? I seen the first one and I was good. I'm like,
I don't know how you got a chapter 2, let alone a chapter 3. Like, this is crazy.
Facts. Hey, Bryon and Nzo, good morning to both of you today. Today is my mom's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your mom, man. Absolutely, 100%. Make sure you do something nice for her. He said, "Hey, Fernando." Said, "Very excited about the A24 studio announcement about Texas Chainsaw Massacre series." Ooh, what are your thoughts on that one, Bryon?
I gotta tell you that this is the one. This is the first one that I really hated. The first movie series, like, I hated Texas Chainsaw Massacre so much. Not that the movie was bad, but I would not go to Texas. I refuse to drive to Texas. No, you ain't gonna catch me. You know, all the crazy movies always happens in Texas, like Jeepers Creepers, Texas Chainsaw. You're not gonna catch me like, hey, look, there's a running car over here. Let's go run upstairs in the attic. No, that's not happening. I'm not gonna be caught over there doing any of that stuff. Matter of fact, if I'm driving with my friends and they want to go do something stupid, I'm leaving.
Facts. 100%. We already talked about that because we have a friend that wants to do some stupid ish and tries to pull us into his crap, and it's not happening. Nope.
Aaron's you on your own, brother.
Bryon, I don't know if you saw on Thursday when you were live, I told you a tiny bit about my new book I'm reading. It's called Malice. The book reminds me a lot of Game of Thrones, but set during Vikings.
So I have the book Malice, and I think it reminds me more of the Viking series we used to have. It was just Vikings, whatever. I think it reminds me more of that. But it's good. It is good. So yeah,
absolutely. If you're interested in the book, I will send you. Okay, so Bryon said he has it already. You know what? It's like I'll say I have. I don't know. Something that's strictly Canadian. And Bryon will say, "Oh, yeah, I have it." Yeah, I got that too. I seen it. I got it.
I'll go like this. Here you go.
You know what I mean? So whatever you have, he probably has already. It
I picked this up today or yesterday.
Ooh. Superman and Spider-Man. Against
Doom is
Doom
on
and
there.
who? Who's the
I
other
haven't
one?
read it all yet. I think it's Parasite. I think it was. I can't. I don't remember, but I think it's Parasite. So I have this one. I'm gonna put it in a poster. I have the first one. I already have that in a poster. So I just keep on picking up these things, man, and it's good. And I finally got this cover. I've been trying forever to get this cover, guys.
That's
It
fire.
is crazy. And I got it signed. So I have now catching up with Tank with all the Scott Snyder stuff. Can't let someone. Oh, come on, I need to have it.
I know, because I ended up leaving the stream, but I did because you talk about it a lot, which is absolute Batman. Did you hear
Mhm.
Method Man was bigging up that comic book too?
It's the best bet. It's the best thing we have. Like this is where all these covers are from. Absolute Batman. It is literally the best one that they've come out with. Yeah, see the sign
Nice.
down there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the covers, the storyline, and that's why people want Absolute Batman to be the Batman, which leads right into our first topic, though.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, that right. He said there's reports out there that X-Men are going to be the villains of Doomsday fighting on the same side as Doom. Yes, I heard that. And
Okay. Yes. Okay. They're not the heroes. But
mm-hmm.
what imagine so incursions are happening. Okay? And Professor X is a genius, right? They're geniuses. And they don't want their universe to be destroyed. The only way to stop them from being destroyed is by destroying the other universe and the multiverse, right? X-Men are powerful enough to do that, right? If you take Scott, you take all of them over to a regular universe. In the 616, if all the X-Men came over here, they would kill every single one of our superheroes and rip them apart. Magneto will rip them apart. Vibranium, Magneto's just going to lift the whole Wakanda and put it up in space. Like literally, these are things that it just doesn't make sense. So they're going to be battling other universes like Tobey Maguire. The X-Men are going to destroy Tobey Maguire's universe. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be the people destroying other universes to keep their universe alive.
Mm-hmm. And I don't like it because that's not what Professor X is about. You know what I mean?
Professor X is an asshole.
He
I know
can
this
be,
is
yes.
one.
But
He is the one who wants to make him feel real good about stuff, but then really he's the one doing all the bad stuff. Then he leaves. He starts wars and leaves all the time in the comics.
Okay. I just don't see him wanting to kill anybody, but you know what I mean? So we'll see. Says Scarlet Witch is supposedly is in Secret Wars. Yeah, we definitely gonna get into that. Absolutely. Said I had waffles for breakfast today, and I'm having 2 cups of coffee. Nice.
Yeah, that's
Are
a
we
breakfast champions. Let's go.
are we trusting the new CEO of Disney? I
Y'all
don't know.
hitting
We're
up
gonna
all the topics, man.
facts. I heard Stranger Things Chapter 3 is really bad. Someone I follow on YouTube, he went to go see the movie. He actually fell asleep during it. Really?
Well, that sounds like Nzo because Nzo feels like he falls asleep during all the movies.
No, only the ones called the Batman and the Nolan Batman movies. Those are the only ones I follow. Oh wait, hold on.
Do not say you fall asleep during Dark Knight. That doesn't even make. Come on, you can say you don't like it, but fall asleep during Dark Knight.
Wait, hold on. I got another one. Dune 2. I put that on one night, right? Because I was I said first off, I said I put it on the first night and I was like passed out right away. Couple nights ago, I was grinding on my 2K. So I said, let me just pop in Dune 2. That movie is freaking ass, bro. It is garbage. I was like, what is going? This is trash. Why are people No, bro. I did not like it at all. I thought
bro.
like
Dune 1 might have been not that great. Dune 2 is phenomenal.
Garbage. Garbage.
Dude, the Messiah part of it, the idea, even the Zendaya that how she tried to turn to him, what he turns into, bro. Oh my god.
I got into like 40 parts of the movie and nothing was happening. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, no. This is garbage. Garbage. Jeepers Creepers is fire, so underrated. The first one.
Dude,
Second one's okay too.
It scared the hell out of me. I was in college. I mean, this is probably my junior year of college. So I'm a grown ass adult. Like, I'm grown. Driving home, and we see it's in Savoy. So it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's cornfields everywhere. We saw a scarecrow on a top of a house, just posted, right? Turn back around, the scarecrow's gone. We just saw Jeepers Creepers 2, and it bro, we hit it home so fast. We turned into the garage. We skidded in. We jumped out of the house. We went to the basement. We locked the door. This is like we're 4 grown people. Like, my best friend is 6'8", 400 pounds. We ran into the house, locked the door, got guns and knives, and like, look, let's go. We went to sleep. I would sleep with a samurai sword in my hand.
Listen, I am going to keep it PG and say wussies, but you know the word I really want to say, okay? I'm just going to keep it PG and say that. But thanks for coming, Danny. Appreciate you. Monday, I'm going to apply for my first credit card that I will have myself, but my mom is making sure I have a $500 limit. Yeah, because, you get something higher, those things can be dangerous if you don't have any willpower. I could tell you that. Hey, Bryon, do you have the Black Panther versus Hulk?
No, so I haven't seen that. I've had Black Panther.
Did he say no?
No, I don't have that. I have Black Panther versus like Alien. I have him versus Predator. I have him versus a lot of different things. Even these recent Avengers ones that have Black Panther, but I do not have it versus Hulk.
Wow. I had to put the horn in there because it's the first time for everything, right?
Yo, if you don't have it, you gotta be honest.
He said, if Tony got enough prep time, he could figure out how to neutralize Magneto's power. Remember, he created a new element and figured out time travel.
I don't think so. I think if it's Magneto and Professor X together, there's no one you stop. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter if Tony has an idea, because Professor X could take it out of his mind. He'll freeze his body up. Like, if Professor X is about that life, and then the only way to stop it is to have a metal, but the other guy who has metal will crush your head with it. No, those two, if they're about that life, if it's like Thug Life X-Men edition, you're not going to win. There's no way you can do it.
And here's the thing, though, right? Because if Professor X is working with Dr. Doom, right? He must be able to read Dr. Doom's mind and tell what Dr. Doom's real plan is, right?
He should.
So I hope they do it right, man. I hope they do it right.
Professor X with Magneto together should be able to destroy Doom.
Exactly.
Like literally, if they put all the other Avengers against them, like from all the other multiverse, and make them, and Doom comes in because he's on the ship with Fantastic Four and Steve Rogers, and he points to them and say, "These guys are the bad guys."
Mm-hmm.
And then they fight them, and then they find a way to neutralize them because they're old. That's the way Doom wins. And then while you've been focusing on the X-Men the entire time,
Doom is in the background doing what he needs to be doing.
All up. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Loki thinks this is a help. He jumps up, he pushes Loki up, kills Loki or whatever. Now he's on the throne. Now he's Doom with his greatest nemesis gone, and with all the power. Don't let him have Wanda. Don't let him have Franklin Richards. Don't let him have Doctor Strange, who's going to be working for him. So like when you have that, I could see how it can work in all those ways.
No, I feel you 100%. I agree with you. Cousin, my man, I agree. Doing 2 is super slow. I fell asleep every time. Absolutely, 100%. Garbage.
You just argued with him last week, talking about everything he said was wrong, and now you guys agree. And it's like, you did it. You got it.
Hey, sometimes a broken clock is right twice a day. So you know what I mean? Now sometimes take that if it's either me.
Broken on the same time.
My son loves Batman, but I fell asleep during the Matt Reeves Batman. Facts. 3 times I fell asleep watching that crap.
I didn't fall asleep on Matt Reeves, but I will say it's not my favorite Batman.
He said he's
10 years old.
Years old. Yeah. And he fell asleep during the Batman. That should tell you something. That should tell you something.
Well, he probably fell asleep at the first ending.
or after the first 10 minutes. Oh my God. Said I love Jeepers Creepers. Me too, but I like the first two. The third one and the other ones after that, but the first two. Do you think the rumors that Magneto destroys New Jersey are true? Ooh.
100%. I 100% think he destroys New Jersey. It doesn't have to be their New Jersey though, too, because once again, I said they're going to be battling other universes, other places from the multiverse, right? Mm-hmm. So it could be someone else's New Jersey.
Absolutely.
So they're in New York. You can see Magneto pick up New Jersey and hits New York with New Jersey.
I see that.
But it is, and maybe even through all the battles, that's what wears them down because they are old. Through all the battles, they start to lose other X-Men. They can win, but they're not going to win without any being touched. So
he said, Bryon, you forgot certain metal stops Professor X.
No, exactly. But if he's him with Magneto, because there's certain metals that stop Professor X, but those metals are controlled by Magneto. So if I'm Professor X and Nzo's Magneto, y'all not going to win.
Facts. The Magneto helmet, the Juggernaut helmets, these are ways around their powers.
Exactly. It's a way around Professor X's power. But what you going to do about Magneto? Because he has control. If they're together, he just could crush the metal. You died.
Take the metal off of them, man. So look at your phones. Yeah, Danny, but you sent it to just me and Chris. You didn't send it to the one with Bryon, so you'd have to send it again there. Dune 2 is one of the best science fiction movies. I can't believe, Nzo. What?
It is. It's up there for It's a very good science fiction movie. It's a good story. It's a good story. That's what it is, and it's not. But I will say, if you're looking for something that's just action, I can understand why you can say no, this is not for me. I'm not going to, hate on it. I can't hate on him if I tell him don't hate on something else.
Collector said, "This is me shaking my head on. So shake it all you want to. I'm gonna stand on that ground, bro. Garbage." And he said, Fernando said, Dune 1 was very boring, but Dune 2 was fire. Dune 1 was boring. Dune 2 was boring. They are trash-ass movies. There's Dune 3 coming out. I'm not even watching it on Onzo Vision. I'm good. It's my new Andor, all right? Andor was trash. Dune 2 and Dune 1 is trash. So, and at least I gave Dune 2 a chance. I didn't give Andor the second season a chance in hell. It got nothing from me. I did not even watch 2 minutes of Andor season 2. I gave season 1 a chance, and I was like, I'm good. So Dune was at least able to get a little bit more from me than than Andor was. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna watch these movies when I need to go to sleep. When I can't sleep, I'm putting on Dune or Dune 2 or Andor. One of those three, putting me to bed. What's up, Enique Jones? How you doing?
Hey, Danny. I do have that one.
Of course. Of course.
Okay. Yes, see.
Yeah, Black Panther. There you go.
Part of my collection. Yes, number 15. Priest number 15. I got it.
Of course he has that. Like, why did I even think?
Well, I remember is I didn't think they were going against each other. I thought actually they were helping each other. But yeah, I do have it.
They end up fighting in that one.
They start off at the beginning, but they actually help each other in most of it.
Yeah. Usually that's how it is. Those comics, they start off, they have a nice little fight, and then they end up being teammates together.
That's what happened with Fantastic Four 52. I mean, T'Challa was fighting them, and then all of a sudden became part of it. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are going to get into the first topic, guys, and it's going to be a doozy. Let's go.
Wait, get started, guys. I'm letting you know, Nzo picked this, started all these articles. Nzo picked this one. This is right down here. This man right here.
So wait, the only reason why I had to do it myself Well, not I can't. I can't. I was sitting here, and I forget the day sometimes, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm on my game and I'm playing and I'm doing other things. And then about 11 o'clock my time, I was like, "Oh damn, the show!" So I messaged Brian like, "Yo, we gotta talk about the show." Brian was like, "I can't do it now. I gotta
Still
go
in the
do
meeting.
something." So I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, no problem." He wanted to do it in the morning. But I
Yeah.
wasn't waiting. I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll just figure it out." So I figured out, and I had this from last Wednesday. I think I seen it on Wednesday, and I took the screenshot of it because I know this is going to be one of them. So yes, this is definitely one of the topics that we are talking about because James Gunn confirms that Robert Pattinson won't be DCU's Batman. Yes. Thank you, Jesus. All right.
Look, it's not confirmed. We'll talk about this. Let's go.
Okay. So it says here DC Studio co-head James Gunn has officially confirmed that actor Patterson won't be DC's Batman in the DC cinematic universe. Fans of Batman will be disappointed to learn. I'm not disappointed at all, but will be disappointed to learn that James Gunn has denied yet another actor's chance at becoming Batman in DC's universe. This time, however, Gunn confirms that Robert Pattinson, star of The Boring Batman, is the actor being denied a role in the DCU around this time. Gunn confirmed as much when asked by a fan about the possibility. The fan noted that Patterson could have even played the character sort as a variant, one that isn't exactly the same continuity as Matt Reeves' films beginning with the Batman. The DC studio co-host shut down any theories with one swift reply. However, as shared below, he wrote the following response on Threads. No. Big no, to be honest with you. I'm like, yes. The definitive response of the fans' questions about whether or not Robert Pattinson could play Batman in the DCU should be enough to keep any further speculation from happening. While some fans felt as though Gunn would want the character to be taken in a new direction for the DCU, others thought the Batman had the potential to be retroactively made part of the DC universe. Um, I got someone over here that thought the same thing, but I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
Now, according to Gunn, the Batman and the DC universe are being kept separate. Fans won't even have an opportunity to see Pattinson as a variant of Batman in the DCU, though that seems to be for the best. Director Matt Reeves has a clear vision in his mind for his story, which includes a version of Batman played by Patterson that's best suited for his world. As for the DCU side of things, Batman obviously has yet to be cast, though director Andy Muschietti is attached to direct the character standalone movie titled Batman Brave and the Bold. It has been recently reported that Christina Hodson is set to write the screenplay for the adaptation. Stay tuned to Screen Geeks for more additional updates as we have them. Brian.
Okay. So, first off, so he said, yeah, Patterson's not going to be him. And then we know that Warner Brothers is being bought. So the DCU studios is being purchased. Am I correct?
Mhm.
Words,
Mhm.
everything is said, right? So the Batman comes out. If it makes $1.2 billion, nothing in DCU has made half of it. If it makes $1.2 billion, it doesn't matter what James Gunn says at all. Matter of fact, it should be problematic for you right now because the fact that he still hasn't had a script, he still has no idea what the hell he's doing. All he knows is this is not going to work. No. Know what that means? That means we're not going to get a Batman movie to 2030. That's what it means. That means we're going to be into the DCU for what? Another 4 years without the Batman. Muschietta's probably going to leave. Matter of fact, the Batman might be the new Blade. That's what I'm saying. New
Hey,
Blade.
listen.
We don't know what the hell's going on with James Gunn. This is stupid. Why would you ever close a door? I think that's why James Gunn should get off Twitter. James Gunn should get off Twitter and stop saying stuff, because now he's going to have to backtrack.
Man, I didn't even know this was going to cause a rant, but I'm happy it did, right? I'm glad, because I'm going to say this to one of your things. If I got to wait 5 years for a new Batman, as long as it ain't Patterson, I'll wait.
You heard it here, guys. You heard it here. So when he complains in 2029 that the movie still is not out, we'll say, well, you said it would be okay with 5 years.
My first thing will be, well, at least you didn't cast Pattinson, so I'm good, right? You know what? I'll wait. The only thing I do not want to wait any more time for is Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse. Okay. I do not want to wait any more time for that. Anything else, get it right. And if getting it right means that we are not going to cast Robert Pattinson as Batman, then let's freaking do it. Because that...
We will come back to that one day. We'll come back to talking about it. And I'm saying, oh, you remember you didn't want Pattinson, you didn't want it to be written the right way? Okay, it's okay. But I hope you enjoy this terrible ass Brave and Bold. Matter of fact, watch what's going to happen. I'm gonna set the stage right here. Sheddy's going to be like, it's 2028. I gave you 2 copies of the script. You don't like it. And he's going to say, well, you know, you got to come up with a better script. And he's going to say, all right, now I'm leaving. And then James Gunn says, don't worry, I'll come and do it. I'll write the Batman. So now what we're going to get is we're going to get a Batman blue suit, gray and blue suit, climbing up buildings, being all jokey, because that's what James Gunn's going to do. And then I'm also going to say, man, I guess we should have just had Pattinson. Well, you're too late.
No. I'm going to say, man, James Gunn messed up the Batman, but at least we didn't get Pattinson. So I'll accept that one. Thank you, God. I will accept a jokey ass Batman before I accept that crap. And to be honest with you, right? James Gunn could hire him and write him better than the Matt Reeves did, right? Have us a real Batman. He could possibly do that.
Literally, the actor should not matter. And then if you, the problem with the DC, and this is my biggest issue, is that they have these different genres, these different cults within it, that they don't want to bring it together. They want to keep things separate. DC is the best company. They have the best superheroes. But instead of trying to bring things together, they want to keep everything apart. And it's stupid. You're literally shooting yourself in the damn foot. And I just hate seeing that. So why close doors? Don't close doors. Leave them open. Keep your fans involved so you don't lose them.
And I agree with you about not closing doors, but the Robert Pattinson door can close. You can close that door right away. Yeah, that's the only door we can close. But
you want George Clooney then? I see. I understand.
I would accept George Clooney over Pattinson 100%, even though he's old as hell. Shit, give me Val Kilmer, who can barely talk anymore, and I'll accept him.
Val Kilmer actually passed away, so I don't think you.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, he did pass away. I forgot. Bring him back from the dead and make a payback.
Over Pattinson? Pattinson.
His spirit will come in and play Batman. I don't care. Man. But one thing I do agree with you is the keeping it separate part, right? Because the DC animation is top tier. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't want to copy what they're doing, you can get maybe some of these writers to do some of these live action ones, right? Because they have been fired with what the stuff they were doing in animation. So why not get them? They seem to know the stories. They seem to know the characters. So let's look at some of these guys. Give them an opportunity.
I think that he's missing out on the opportunity. First of all, he shouldn't even be doing Brave and Bold. What he really should be doing is Batman Mask of Phantasm. And what you do is, and you take Pattinson and you rewrite the story. You make it better now, because now you can actually be both Batman and Bruce Wayne. It's year 3. You can do it in order. If you do it that, you fix the entire thing. The things that you don't like about the Batman can go away, because now you're in a different world. All that stuff makes more sense. He's getting older. You know, so like he will be an older guy. You can make him. You can have him play younger, and then make him kind of go away. You could go the route of Batwing. You could go the route of Dick Grayson. You could go the route of all these other ones. You could bring the Bat family in that way. I feel like they're rushing the Batman story, and I don't like what they're doing. And you should be bringing people together, bringing your fans together, because you can make a killing off of Batman's the one DC property that can make $2 billion.
100%. And I agree with everything you said except for the Patterson part. All right? So let's just get that clear. I agree with everything you said. Two people I do not ever want to see play Batman again is Christian Bale. Yes, I said it. All right? Look at me. Look at me, chat. I said it. Christian Bale should never touch that cowl again. And Robert Pattinson. Never.
Two of the most popular, most money-making movies. Those are the ones you want. Okay. I see. You heard it here first, guys. Nzo doesn't like money.
Oh, wait, I love money. I just don't want to waste it on some crap. And I'm not wasting it on no more of that crap, all right? Let's get to your comments here. Basil said, facts, Andor is the worst. 0.5 out of 10. Season 2 is a bit better. 1 out of 10. At least you gave season 2 a chance, because I wasn't giving none of that a chance. Nope. Sorry.
I watched 30 minutes of it. I was like, bro, I can't watch it ever again. Just keep it off my TV.
And people are claiming that this is so good. It's the best Star Wars. And I'm like, no.
I know it is. People like different. So sometimes when you get different, that's just what people want to go with. So, you know, this is not like where I've grown up. This is 40 years of this same stuff. This is different. I like different. So, you know, I can respect you liking different. And I'm not going to argue about that. It's just, I don't agree with that. It's Star Wars. It's not Star Wars.
It's kind of like a Wonder Man thing, right? That was different. Marvel thought they had a dud on their hand. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, Wonder Man wasn't a dud. People are loving that show. And now I hear they're talking about, a season 2 on a show that they didn't even want to put out week to week.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden they want to talk about a season 2. Get your act together, Marvel. You guys don't know what you're doing. Like, that shows, I'm not going to say they don't know what they're doing, because I think they do a lot of good stuff, but they don't know when they have something good and when they don't. They pushed Eternals and all Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four and all these crappy movies, and they didn't push the one show that I guess they didn't think people would like.
Because it's too much like She-Hulk, so it's going to be meta. But it was well written with great actors. So like that's what if you want a TV show, you want to be carried, give me a great actor and give me well written.
100%. And then we'll deal with the rest, right? We'll deal if there's not enough action in it. We'll deal with if it's a little bit too funny. We'll deal with that. But at the same time, right? Like you said, you put on a good script, and I think, because I always say this, that producers and all these writers, they know when what they got is good. They know it, right? They know when they put out, this is good. Oh, no, this is crap. We got to put this like in the end of February or something like that. They know that. So you're sitting there watching the dailies or whatever it is on this show, and you ain't realizing it's good, or maybe you realized it was good, but didn't think the audience would connect with it.
Exactly what type of character? What have we seen about black characters?
That they don't get to push enough.
But also, you always connect with black.
Right, absolutely.
Well, Yahya is an incredible actor. You have Sir Ben Kingsley. You underestimated the power of great acting and good script writing.
Agreed.
That's what you underestimated, and I think that's the problem with them overall. Agreed. And I think they lost touch with what the fans actually think.
Agreed, 100%. Because I'll say this too, as good as Black Panther was and as much money as it made, and yes, we as black people came out in force, but let's not pretend that white people didn't come out and give that shit money too. 100%. All right?
Because it was well written, well acted. You have some of the best actors ever been in any movie are all in Black Panther.
Yes,
Angela Bassett has been killing it for years. Michael B. Jordan was made for these type of roles. Chadwick
absolutely.
Boseman was one of the greatest actors I've ever seen. So like when you start to add all that up, that's why this is a great movie. Like every level
Agreed.
of it was great. So it wasn't just about it being black. It was about it being well written and taken care of. That's what you have to do with these shows.
100%. Danny said, I wouldn't be surprised if the vibranium and Wakanda have different properties of metal. I don't know. It would be interesting.
No, we've seen it. We've seen Magneto interact with vibranium, and I mean that's why what's the metal from Wolverine? I'm blanking.
Adamantium.
Adamantium, and in Doom that Magneto can still control that, and because it has an electric force with it, that means it has a magnetic pole.
Right.
Right. So if it has a magnetic pole, that means it has magnetism. That means that Magneto can then control it.
Absolutely. Said it makes sense about Robert Pattinson not being Magneto. Yes, you're right.
James Batman. Yeah, I understand.
Sorry, James Gunn Bagman. Yeah.
Which I understand. Once again, I have no problem with it not happening. Mama Bear.
What's up?
Spoiler queen. That's what she is. I have no problem with it not happening. I just don't like closing doors. I think that's bad thoughts. And I think if you then turn around and get $1.2 billion, you close the door on something that's going to make you money. It just doesn't make any sense.
Said I've been telling them he's going to cast his own Batman. Yeah, but they don't listen. These guys don't listen.
No. Mama Bear is saying it because he loves George Clooney and he loves the old school Batman that's going to be jokey and it's going to be gray and blue suit and we're going to be like laughing at it at the end and we're going to be like, wow, this is really, really bad.
Probably, but either or, she said they were going to do it and you guys didn't listen. They don't listen. Then when they get the mindset,
our point was always that it could be happen. It could happen. It only makes sense to keep doors open.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
You should not say I'm not going to do this before you have an answer.
And here comes Danny. James Gunn is an idiot. I have zero faith in his storytelling and choices. I'm not pushing Patterson, but I got a feeling he's going to make Batman corny and weak. Alan Richardson should be the front runner. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. You look right now, Absolute Batman is the biggest comic book going, guys. It is the biggest comic book going. The variants are selling out. People are going online doing whatever they can do to get to. Matter of fact, right now, if you have the first printing of the Absolute Batman #1, nothing else on it, just bagged and boarded, you go on eBay right now and sell for $450.
Shit.
Not graded, not nothing. That's how big this thing is.
So you think that's what James should adapt? Absolute Batman?
But you can't do it for Brave and Bold.
No, I know he shouldn't start with Brave and Bold. He should start adapt.
If you did,
because I think
that, you could do that. But I think Alan Richardson is too big. I still think if you go and go Brave and Bold, it should be someone like Ben Affleck.
An older Batman.
That's what it should be. A 40, 45, 50, who's been through the ringer a little bit. That should be the guy you should be going with.
You see, I agree with you on that one. And I also think that bringing in Damian right away is just dumb.
Making sense. A little psycho.
It doesn't make sense to start off with him, right? You're passing all the Robins that he had before that, and you're bringing in Damian right away. And
Dick Grayson is probably the best. How you not gonna do Dick Grayson? How we not even gonna talk about Nightwing, bro? Like, what are we doing?
And then that's what I'm saying. So if you decide to bring in Nightwing, right? Oh, well, he was Nightwing. You guys know the Batman history. No, we want to see that, right? We want to see that in live action. All we had is comic books and cartoons. Now you give us a live action and you have the Joker doing what he did to him and how bro, that's money. People don't get it. That's money, right? But I don't get it.
Character building.
Yes, 100%. Who would you guys want to see replace Patterson as Batman?
I don't care,
Alan, but
I don't care. As long, I just don't think you should close any doors. Everything you should do is be open. Everything you're going to be doing, you should say, well, I don't know if it's going to be Alan Richardson. If Ben Affleck wants to come back, maybe I bring Ben Affleck. I think if you're going to do Robert Pattinson, well, I should bring him in too. Possibly any of these things could be working. Until I've already decided who my Batman's going to be, I'm not going to tell you no. That's what they always tell you. Like, I run businesses. You don't say no. You say, let's see. Maybe we'll see what things are going to happen. I'll do my best to find you the best Batman for you. Never close the door.
Danny said, I don't like him in this position. I think you could have found someone better so far, but right, we'll see. Like, you just had one movie so far, so
if
we'll
he
see.
does great things, then I'll say okay, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to do these great things. We'll see.
No, I agree. I totally agree with Bryon. Wow, that's a shocker.
No, he knows I hate Andor. We talk about we don't agree on that stuff.
Gunn is making Blue Beetle canon, including the actor. Yeah. We know. You see, here's the thing, though. Like Bryon says, you have all of these plans, you have all of these things that you're planning on doing in the future, but you have no idea what's going to happen with this merger, right? So until then, all of these things that he's said and been announced are just up in the air right now. You know what I mean?
This is why I like this announcement, saying this, because you know what? Just leave it all open. Zolo could come back.
No, I agree.
Anyone could come back. If you could say, I might like this character to do this, don't close the door on anyone. If someone comes up to him and asks, can Henry Cavill come back as something? And he says, I don't know, maybe. That's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. Have that stuff going. Keep your name out there. I don't know. When we get to the story, depends what the story takes us, will depend on what we do.
I can see that. I bet we're going to see Creature Commandos or Swamp Thing. Yeah, that will be fire. Nope, Gunn is a dope. He makes me ill. I bet we get a color kid, Kite Kid movie before we get Batman. So first off, we're not going to be disrespecting the Swamp Thing, all right, Danny? We ain't doing that thing. Swamp Thing is fire. And Creatures Commandos, the cartoon wasn't too bad, right? But again, I just feel like the energy that he's putting into these obscure characters should be put into the Trinity first, and then we get all of these other guys, Collector said, I can see Nzo saying, man, I wish we had Robert Pattinson as Batman. No, you can't.
No, I'll tell you this at least once. No, Nzo will never go back. He will never go back. He'll just say, look, it is what it is. I will never tell you. He'll say I was wrong about a movie. He'll never say he's wrong about a point.
And that's a point that I am not wrong with. Nope. A Condemned King movie. Yeah, I bet Gunn will greenlight that before Batman. What an ass clown. Damn, there's a lot of gun hate coming from Daniel here. I can guarantee that Nzo will never. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He did. I will have to go up there. We got to take him to the hospital. Something's wrong.
Facts. I've been cloned. If you know I say something like that, I've been cloned. Well, either that or someone's paying me a lot of money. And that's the only way. Gunn should avoid the whole Bruce Wayne thing and just go with Terry McGinnis. No.
Oh, no. What would you do? No. So you want to do, say we're going to go with T'Challa again? You want to do that? You say, well, we don't need T'Challa for Black Panther. Don't do that. No.
Yeah, no. Bruce Wayne is Batman.
You want to fail? That's what you want to do. If you're going to do that, just go ahead. Let's let it fail.
I would take Robert Pattinson over George Clooney 200%. Yeah, we know.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone in America not named Nzo will also say that. George Clooney be like, no, not me, bro.
Well, not just me, James Gunn. James Gunn said Clooney is his favorite Batman. That's why he was put into The Flash instead of the original ending. Yeah. James Gunn, he's not my favorite, but he's better than.
So what you're saying is that you and James Gunn have the same taste in stuff. Okay. That's what you said.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Whatever James Gunn does, we're gonna put it on the doorstep of Anso. We're gonna come and lay it right on the doorstep of Anso.
No. Hold on. That doesn't mean I'm gonna like everything that he does. I'm just saying sometimes we're on the same page. You know what I mean? James Gunn.
Okay.
Holla at me. I'll come write a couple scripts for you.
I'll come and argue with you whenever you want.
Then work it into Flash back off Batman. Yep, Anzo doesn't like money. Batman needs to look like he knows what a gym looks like. Facts.
100%.
I'm willing to give James Gunn a chance with Batman Bold and the Brave. He might surprise us. He might. The only problem is you don't start with that story. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not the story to start with. Give us a Robin first, Dick Grayson, you know what I mean? And give us that first and then build up to Damon. But I don't know. Christian Bale and Robert Pattinson print money out the butt. I think you're gonna put it.
Christian Bale for a long time made one of the greatest comic book movies ever created. It doesn't mean it wasn't great necessarily because of him. I'm not going to say it was great only because I hate the way he talks, and I do feel like he's a little small for my taste. But The Dark Knight is one of the greatest comic books movies ever created. So that doesn't make any sense. So that's my only argument with Anzo, is because I even understand he says he doesn't like The Dark Knight Rises. I can totally understand that. I can understand not like a Batman Begins because I don't like Batman Begins. But The Dark Knight, bro.
you see, here's the thing.
That's what he's trying to.
A lot of you guys that like The Dark Knight, you get bamboozled by the skeptical. You get bamboozled by certain things, but the story is actually garbage. I'm just saying, you know. See here in link, Magneto will destroy New Jersey in Doomsday. That will, and I think we talked about this earlier, where or backstage, where I think that Marvel is allowing these actors to leak little things, right, to bring momentum to Doomsday. So I think that's why it's like people are saying, "Oh, this leaked and this leaked." I think Marvel's allowing them to leak certain things,
which kind of makes sense. I guess that does make sense.
Mm-hmm. We still throwing dirt on the best Star Wars series? Oh my god!
Oh man, good lord!
I will throw dirt on Andor until the day I die. All right.
Bro, you ever seen that picture of Grant Gustin on at a tombstone going like this? That's me.
Facts.
On Andor.
Fact. He made Superman corny and weak. Batman is definitely going to be that too. All right. So hold on, Mumbear. I gotta say it's Mumbear. I get it, right? I know that, and Danny says it too. A lot of people say what they did with the Superman. I get it. But I also know that your hate also comes from something else as well. All right. Now, I'm just saying, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I know you have a hate for James Gunn because of something else. So I'm just saying, I'm not, you know, it's cool.
That's true.
Ben said absolutely not to working with Gunn. He's planning on the whole Bat family. Yeah. But I think he's just going to starting wrong, right? You start off with original Robin and then you move up.
You go, it's like Dick Grayson. You go to Jason Todd. How do you go to these other people? Jason Todd needs to die. You need to see his body. Like, that's the darkness that we really need.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. That's the darkness that Batman needs. I agree. Not corny, jokey, weak Batman. If he does any of that, he's going to ruin the Batman character. So I agree.
You want to see Tim Drake, right? Before I see Damian.
Agreed. Gunn is moving away from origin stories. He wants to considerate on the story. No, okay. So it's great. You don't need to do an original story to not do Damian first. Right? An origin story. You don't need to do that. You can find other ways to get him in there without it being an origin story. But if Gunn was smart, he would do Batman on HBO Max, then lead into the big screen. Remember how WandaVision set up a multiverse of madness? Gunn loves trying to reinvent the wheel. What a clown. Damn, Danny's hating on
He is. It's
Gunn
hard
big
to
time.
say that you should put Batman on HBO.
Too
Batman,
big for that.
like you'll never release Spider-Man if you're in Marvel on HBO.
Agreed.
That's just things you just can't do. So I don't think you can do that. I mean, you can maybe if you wanted to start later. If he's going to do the Brave and Bold, maybe you do a Nightwing, TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, they've done that. So I'm just saying, maybe that's where the route he goes. But not Batman.
And a lot of people didn't like Titans. I thought Titans was pretty fire, though. I'm sorry. I thought it was good.
It was
I
just dark.
enjoyed it.
I think it was just dark, and not everyone was ready for what it was. But it was good.
Yeah, I agree. Richard Parker Peterson versus Damian Wayne. Yeah.
Damian will kill everyone because Damian is a sociopath.
Psychopath.
Like literally, that's what Superman's like, man. I was trying to train this little kid, and he is even too psycho. He's too psycho to even talk to. He's a little sociopath. He's ready to go kill anyone at any point in time. Damian is a problem.
Facts. Clooney wasn't the problem with Batman and Robin. The plot was trash, and Arnold's Mr. Freeze was stupid. Agreed.
No, Clooney was also not Batman. I can't ever even imagine Clooney being. I can't imagine Clooney throwing a punch.
Wait, did he throw any punches in those movies?
This is my point. He's Batman, not doing nothing. Like, I'm gonna be. He's fire as Bruce Wayne. He's fire.
I swear, Fernando. I go from one agreeing with you and then saying you are out of your mind in the next one. All right, I'm just saying.
So maybe you should think about who you're agreeing him with.
Talk about shitty taste. Who are you talking about? Me? Hey, I admit sometimes I do, but I know I'm not wrong on this one. I'm just saying. Ben is the GOAT of live action, even the true GOAT. Kevin Conroy said so.
Ben is the one that makes the most sense. If I was a criminal, Ben is the one that I will be afraid of.
Michael Keaton is still my GOAT, but Ben is right there, like 1A, 1B.
And I think he's the best of both worlds. He's really good at all that stuff, and he's a better actor of it.
Agreed.
But Ben Affleck is a great actor too. So I just don't. We never got a Batman movie, so I can't get behind saying he's the GOAT when we didn't get the Batman movie.
And that's what I was gonna say. Because Ben Affleck didn't get his own solo movie, that's probably the reason why I don't put him number one up there. So if he had got that and it was fire, yeah, I'd probably put him as number one. Gunn made an awesome Mr. Terrific movie last year. Let that sink in. Oh my God, Danny. Man, that's awesome point. I have multiple reasons to hate Gunn. Yes, you do. But we know what the main reason is, all right? Let's not front. We know what the main reason is. We know you may have multiple reasons, but we know what the main reason is.
I want to support you. I want to say no, but we all do know exactly.
We know.
I don't like him either, but in some aspects. But I do think that he has the ability to do something great. I think he should get out the way. I don't see Kevin Feige talking about I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to write everything. I'm going to produce everything. Everything needs to come through me. I don't think that's the right way of doing things. I think you need to be hands-on and be there with the director. I think you need to be not telling everybody everything. I think that you are a studio head. You don't need to be sharing all the information all the time. Maybe you should just shut up. That's all I want you to do. Just shut up and do your job.
Agreed. I don't think Superman looked weak at all. I must have seen a different Superman movie made by James Gunn. He kind of got his ass beat in a lot of those fight scenes, to be honest with you.
I don't think he was weak. I think he was learning how to be Superman because he's so powerful that if he punches you, he literally could just destroy your head. Like he literally could he's so strong. He doesn't know how to deal with the range of everything. Like how do you hold back but still fight hard? How do you hold back and still and not lose by doing those things? I think they should have concentrated on that. They should have shown him one time show what happens when he is mad and he actually uses his power and he knocks over like a mountain. Show that he has that problem and he's trying to figure out how can I be this without being this.
Agreed. Remember how Gotham was on TV? Yeah, the show was fire, very underrated. The way they ended it would be a great transition into the big screen. I wasn't a huge fan of Gotham. I thought it was okay, but
Yeah, me too.
uh, best Batman scene: the Flash movie, Batman dive kick when they were sneaking into rescue Kara. No, best Batman scene still is the warehouse. The warehouse is the best Batman scene till this day. My goat is Christian Bale, then Robert Pattinson, then Val Kilmer, and last Michael Keaton.
Ooh,
Collector. Ooh,
whoa,
shit! You even had Bryon saying ooh on that
whoa.
one.
Shots fired. I don't know if I'm gonna go Michael Keaton last. Robert Pattinson, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Wow.
That was not good. Okay.
Superman wasn't supposed to be serious, and Brody like in Man of Steel, and Brody and most people prefer James Gunn version of Superman.
It's uplifting. I think he understood Superman better. And I think James Gunn is good for Superman. It could be a little jokey. He could be powerful. I think that makes sense. If you try to bring that same energy to Batman, I will riot.
No, I agree. I think he got Superman's characteristics right. He got the way Superman is supposed to be right. I think the problem with the Snyderverse one is people didn't like that darker version of Superman. So, but I didn't mind. I didn't think everything has to be all hunky dory and halfy jokey. So I don't mind the darker Superman told in the James Gunn stuff.
But that's a lot of Superman is him being very uplifting. A lot of it, not all.
I agree.
And
Yeah,
that's
no,
the problem I have. I talk to Brandman and stuff like that. He talks about it. Oh, this is the only way Superman can be. That's not the only way Superman is. But most times Superman is very uplifting and all stuff. It's just like most of the times Batman is very darker, a lot more broody. I think I still think Snyder can do a better Batman, and James Gunn should be doing a better Superman. I think once again, bridge the gap, bring both worlds in. That's what you should be doing. But they can't.
I agree. Said, fully well other people don't influence my opinion. You would have changed my mind on Mortal Kombat years ago. I'm not saying other people
no.
We're not saying other people are influencing your opinion. No. That's not what we're saying.
You have an opinion, and it's about something, and you are steadfast behind your opinion. Just like I am. I have an opinion.
Your main concern is of not liking James Gunn is because of what happened to Snyder. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying because someone said that you're following them. No, I'm saying that the biggest problem is you're a Snyder fan and you didn't like what they did to him. That's why you don't.
Not even saying that you're wrong. Just saying that's just what it is.
Exactly. At this point, I'm about to jump on the Snyderverse train, so I'm desperate. Wow, Danny.
I still think Snyder did a great job of Batman.
Yeah, me too. 100%. His ass was weak, Bryon. Stop all the PC mess.
I've seen a lot of Superman when you think about he's fighting Darkseid, right? He's fighting Darkseid. He says, "Finally, I can let go. I've always had to hold back." That's an iconic Superman comic book scene. That's the idea. He has to hold back from being all he's about. Because if he does, he can kill everyone. He can ruin the entire Earth, split it in half if he goes all out. That's the idea of the Superman that I want. So I think if you can still do what James Gunn did, but he should have explained, hey, the issue is, if I go all out, what happens to this Earth? I'm trying to protect this Earth from itself and from myself.
Absolutely.
That would be an awesome thing.
Ultraman is a clone of Superman. He's supposed to have a hard time with him. Yeah, but he also had a hard time with the chick too, right? So let's not pretend like it was just Ultraman. I prefer George Clooney's. Pretend George Clooney's Batman doesn't exist.
Me too.
Warehouse scene is the GOAT. Yes, it is. I agree. Nzo warehouse scene will be hard to beat as far as Batman scenes go. I really liked Val Kilmer's Batman. I thought he looked really cool and he actually fought pretty good. And I like the story of the movie. I don't like the way Jim Carrey played the Riddler.
Really?
I think it was a little over the top, but I thought he was good. I thought he was good for the type of movie.
The Riddler is supposed to be over the top, so I have no problem with that. I think that the cowl was really bad with Val Kilmer, and I think Val Kilmer just didn't do Bruce Wayne very well. So if I want to talk about one person doing Batman good and not Bruce Wayne good and not Batman good, I want to say the exact opposite for Val Kilmer. I don't think I saw him and saw Bruce Wayne. So I mean, there's things that are going to be whatever, and it's just taste. It's your taste. So, I mean, it's what it is.
Absolutely. If Val Kilmer was still alive, would you prefer to play Batman, Val Kilmer, or George Clooney?
I'd
No,
rather
give me
Pat.
give me
Pat.
give me George. Give me George.
give
Welcome
me
aboard. So welcome aboard, Danny. No, Danny's not. Danny's not changing. The Snyderverse doesn't exist.
It does.
It's over with. Get over it. Ooh, it still exists. It still exists.
I think they need to cherry pick some of the stuff. I think there's things that he did that were fire. Don't think I get mad about what he was going to do with the future. I get mad at the way that they did Batman Superman. They did it so fast. I get mad that they rushed a lot of the storyline. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that Snyder didn't know what he was doing.
Absolutely, 100%. All my life, I lived in a world of cardboard, never letting go. But you can take it, Superman to Dark Side. Yeah, you know your comics, Eli. I know that. Collector, we aren't going to be dismissive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be that. Yeah,
I would love to see Carrie as the Joker. Kilmer's Batmobile was awful. I agree, especially with Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers and Netflix's home of Snyder. Stop it.
No, I don't think
we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I do not believe he's taking over, but I think at 60 years old, you can have him direct a movie.
Yes,
I think that, especially if we ever find out that Andy Muschietti walks away because the project hasn't started, I would love to see that.
We got to understand how many years it's been. So even if, and how many years it's going to be before that acquisition actually gets signed, completed, and everything goes through. You're talking about at least another 1 to 2 more years, maybe 3.
Best
at the
case
most.
scenario is December of 2026. Most likely, we're talking about June of 2027. Worst case scenario, we're talking about early 2028.
28, exactly. So
and
now
that's why another reason why you're not going to see a Batman movie that's not in production right now, because of the money and the people that are going to powers that be are going to be kind of fighting. So that's why I look at this and I just say, don't close doors. That's all.
Absolutely. But guys, we appreciate the comments. We're going to move on to the next topic because it's going to be a really good one too. So let's move on. All right.
Right. Talk about another thing, guys.
Okay, good. I was able to switch it. Okay, good. I thought I was
good. So we're talking about leadership and how you're supposed to be a leader and how you're supposed to go about leading a certain company and how to make it great. Well, we're going to talk about that. We need to talk about Disney naming a new CEO. So Disney names park boss Josh D'Amaro as new CEO to replace Bob Iger. Okay. Josh D'Amaro, who chairs Disney's hugely successful parks division, will succeed Bob Iger at the Walt Disney Company next chief executive officer next month. Disney TV and streaming boss Dana Walden, who is thought to be the other leading candidate for the CEO role, will become the company's president and chief creative officer, which kind of sounds good like Lucasfilms. Disney announced a succession plan Tuesday morning, ending the years of speculation about who will take the place of Iger 74 atop of one of the world's biggest entertainment companies. D'Amaro 54 is the second parks chief to ascend to the top job after Bob Chapek, whose brief tenure as CEO interrupted Iger's 2 stretches at the helm. Iger handed off to Chapek in 2020, but soon soured on his successor, causing a behind-the-scenes power struggle that ended with Iger's return as CEO in 2022. That ugly chapter for the usual squeaky clean Disney put added pressure on the succession plan. Josh D'Amaro is an exceptional leader and the right person to become our next CEO, Iger said in a statement. He has an instinctive appreciation for the Disney brand and deep understanding of what resonates with our audience, paired with the Iger with the rigor and attention to detail that requires to deliver some of the most ambitious projects. His ability to combine creative and operational success is exemplary, and I'm thrilled to have Josh for Josh and the company, Bob Iger said. DeMero, who has overseen Disney experiences since 2020, is already well known to Disney superfans. He's frequently tours the parks and highlights cast members, Disney's moniker for the employees on social media. His promotion to CEO emphasizes just how important theme parks and cruises have become to Disney. The company is spending tens of billions of dollars to expand its parks and build more ships, recognizing the growing demand for in-person experiences and believing that attractions deepen customers' affection for the Disney brand as a whole. All right, there's a lot more to go with this, but I kind of want to stop there.
Yep.
The focus of Disney is changing. So for in-person experiences, if you're going to bring another guy from the parks, you want to have, if you're going to do this, because that Chapek is also from the parks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you're going to do it, you have to bring someone who has different ideas.
Agreed.
This man is coming in with different ideas. He's with social media. He's trying to bring it to the new age, new world, which I love all those things. My question is this going to be good for Disney as a brand, or are we going to have the same thing as Bob Chapek?
See, that's the problem, right? As long as we get something different, as long as we get, and I'm not saying just leave Filoni do his thing, right? Mm-hmm. Don't intervene in what they want to do, or, oh, we got to make sure that we put this in there. No, be the CEO. Let the creatives create. Kathleen Kennedy had put her hand in these creatives so much time where it felt like to me like she felt, well, I can do it better than you guys can, right? My ideas are better than you guys can. No, you guys are going to do what I want you to do in this show, right? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Stop giving us crap that we don't care about. Nobody gave a damn about the acolytes, right? I know people give a damn about Andor, but I didn't give a damn about Andor, right? Book of Boba Fett was trash, all right? Like garbage. It was garbage. Mando was up there until she started putting her hand into it, because season 3 was not supposed to have Baby Yoda in it. And of course, she decided, oh no, we need Baby Yoda. We can't do this. We have to have Grogu. And the story didn't make sense after that, because you left Grogu with Luke, and then all of a sudden Luke's like, nah, you need to go back to become a Mandalorian with the what? No. And that was her doing, right? She had way too much input into what they were trying to do, and 90% of it ruined because of her. So if this new CEO comes in there and he lets them be the creatives that they're supposed to be, I'm okay with it.
Okay. So I believe a CEO needs to give direction, but allow all your creative entities to do their job. But you have to have a firm focus. And Agreed. It seems like DeMero's firm focus is going to be in-house experiences. So they're expanding in Dubai. They're going to be redoing a lot of stuff in Asia. They're going to be redoing a lot of the parks, even in California. They're redoing things in Florida, as we were talking about. And the same thing going in Paris. So they're redoing a lot of things for the in-person experience, because they believe that is what really brings you the money. Because you want to think about all the merchandising, all that stuff is sold in the parks. The parks are huge parts. So he's about thinking about those type of experiences. He's also a lot with the team members, the cast members. He's a lot with, pushing the idea of this is the most wonderful place in the world. All right. Mm-hmm. So if you're leaving on the top and you allow everyone to do their job. So like when you look at Feige, says, Feige, as long as you're within this scope, you run it. Okay. And then now you go to Filoni and you say, as long as you're within this scope, you're good. Now, you're going to have to come and have a meeting with me every once in a while, so we got to make sure we're staying on the same focus, because now I want symmetry. I want to have the same symmetry that I have with the parks, going on with all my movies, going on with all my TV shows. I want to have that. So, if you can do those things, which a good CEO can, then this could be okay. The question is, can he do it? Because we saw Bob Iger. Bob Iger had his hand in a lot of different things, but he didn't rule any of it.
Mm-hmm.
He just had his hand in all of it and said,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, this is what you got to do. I'm just going to give you guiding principles, and you're going to come and tell me that you're doing your job well. And I'm going to make sure you're doing your job well." That's all he had to do. So if you're coming in not trying to push your own initiative, not just going to have your shareholders on about making money and creating problems and middle management to make more jobs or to give your friends jobs, if you're not doing that, which is Chapek was trying to do, I think
Mm-hmm.
you could be successful, but it's yet to be seen.
Agreed. And I think Kathleen Kennedy was doing that too, right? Trying to put her own spin on some of these shows and like, we got to have this and that, and we got to have this and gender equality and female is the force stuff. Now, I get it that, and I've seen a video with it. So I'm gonna go with what I heard in the video that when she did the female is force, it was a Nike sponsorship thing, and that's why she wore it. It really had nothing to do with what she was trying to say. But then when you put that together, and then everything you've seen, I can understand why people use that correlation. I can, right? And I'm not saying that you can't have powerful women in Star Wars. You can. Princess Leia, we love that. But they were pushing it. And you can't be pushing it and forcing these Mary Sues on people. Like, you got to give people growth and have them, start from nothing to go to something. And a lot of these characters that they were putting in there were just strong and knew everything from the start.
What if I told you that that was coming from the CEO? That was an initiative from Disney that says, and because if you look at it, it mirrors what Marvel was doing too. They're getting rid of the original characters. They're bringing their daughters in to replace the characters, even when it didn't make sense. So now, once again, having your daughter take over for you is not the problem. It's when you're trying to push all of it on there all the time.
Yes.
But I think this was a company-wide thing they're doing because Chapek said this is where the dollar's going to be. We have to go with women because women control the finances of a company of the household. So we're going to go with women. We're going to engage them more than we're going to engage the men. And the truth is, you need to follow storylines. You need to follow what people actually want all the time. You should never do something that's going to hurt the actual story or the character. And when you're totally in there about just the character or about just about money, you're going to always make mistakes. Your job as CEO is not about the money. That's why you're a chief financial officer. You have to understand the money. Your job at them is direction, and making sure you take care of what the whole company needs. So if you don't do that, if you're doing it based on money, you're doing it based on these other things, you're going to have problems. And guess what? Chapek had problems. And Iger even told him, "Look, what the hell are you doing? You can't be trying to put your foot in everything. You can't be touching everything, trying to dictate the way things are going to go. That's not what any good leader does. That's not what a good manager does. That's definitely not what a good CEO does."
No, I agree with you 100%.
Just direction.
No, I agree with you 100%. When you start putting your hand into it, and I do agree with you, it is a Disney thing, right? Not going to just blame it on Star Wars. It's a Disney thing, but it also trickles down. So it goes from Iger to Kathleen Kennedy, right? I think they all have this little crew, which you could call a cult or whatever. It's like, we need to do this. And I don't mind, and I know a lot of fans and a lot of us will not care if you get a female-centric Star Wars movie, but you gotta give it something with some weight in it, right? You have Rey, who comes in and right away after learning the Force knows how to do the Jedi mind trick, which she never learned and never even knew about, right?
So we talk about that, but just specifically about Star Wars, if they did it right, Rey could have been good.
Absolutely.
If they 100%. Did it right, her being the focus of the story was not the problem. The problem was you didn't have any idea where the hell she was coming from. You didn't say that, she should have been Obi-Wan's lost daughter. That when he died and he left Luke, she didn't have anywhere to go. It should have been, or his granddaughter could have been that way. That's what they should have done. They should have focused on Finn and her relationship. You should have focused on giving different characters a chance to become Jedi. So if it wasn't just civil rights movement, right? The civil rights movement worked because you did the women's movement along with it. You had two two groups of people at the same time getting the rights that they need. So if you're talking about Star Wars being white male dominated, you want to change something, they should have done it the same type of way. You should have brought both of them to teach them how to do it, and they build it together.
100%.
The story should have been that, but they didn't do it. But I think that came from Chapek. I think the idea came from Chapek, and they didn't want to care about the actual writing of the story, and that's where you always get in trouble.
Facts, 100%. And you are completely correct. Like, if you would have gave us something good with Rey and something good with Finn, to where maybe their relationship kind of mirrored Han and Leia's or something like that, it would have been so much fire. But if I'm the new CEO and one of them, whoever is a Marvel, whatever, say, hey, we want to do this, right? More Star Wars, because Star Wars likes to do the trilogy stuff. I want to know, okay, you're starting with this, but how are you ending the trilogy? Don't just give me you want to do a trilogy. I want to know the start and I want to know the end. And I always say what you do in between is fine as long as you know where it is going to end. Because if you don't, you're going to have The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker all over again. And we don't want that.
Most people do know that. But if I'm the CEO of everything, I don't need to know nothing. All I want to know is that you're going to have a clear, because each one of these companies also have CEOs. So I'm going to bring the CEO into and talk to me and say, whatever you're doing, I want clear direction.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
It needs to make sense for the people. Something that people are going to accept, and we're going to mirror this in the parks. We're going to mirror this in every single way, but we're also not going to lose our foundation. So once again, I just said we're gonna focus on, maybe we get a black Jedi, we get a female Jedi, we get to focus on that, but that doesn't mean that we're going to lose where we came from. So now if you're doing this, right, now you're doing Rey and Finn, right, and now in the next movie we bring back Luke, and Luke, maybe you bring that foundation and he teaches them the correct way. He tells them, we're going to change the way. I don't like the way that we're doing with Jedi. We're going to tell you that Jedi don't have to be this way. Jedi needs to have the connection. He fixes a flaw that might be in there. There's things that you could have done that could have made this really, really good, and it could have been forward thinking, and it could have been bringing people together without losing what we were in the past. That's kind of the point. So
100%.
But they didn't do that. In this entire era was formed without thinking. It was all about money and not thinking about how the story could work with me not alienating anyone. I'm a big part of bringing people together, not separating them.
100%.
That's
and I love that, because we already know from the prequels, right? And I'll say more of the prequels than the original, but we know from the prequels that the Jedi are not supposed to love, they're not supposed to have attachment. Now you have Luke, who wasn't a part of the Jedi Order, who doesn't really know that part of the Jedi Order, right? Can say, you know what? That didn't work. But I loved Han and Leia, and I did what I could to protect them. So yes, we can love and we can have attachments. We just got to learn how to control it so that it doesn't consume us and throw us into the dark side, right? You could teach that kind of control. So you could have it to where everything we learned about the Jedi Order still stayed intact, but now we're making changes because Luke is the new leader of the Jedi Order, and he's running it the way he wants to run it. And then if you really wanted to, you could have a comparison to say, like, let's say you did that trilogy and then had another trilogy where it's like, you know what? Having attachment isn't great either, because you could have maybe a Jedi that has an attachment and he's doing whatever, killing people to save it. You could have did so much with that stuff, and I just think you messed it up. You're just worried about.
The last thing I'm going to say is, if you did that with that whole thing, I think you also should have said that Luke, you could have shown that there was always attachment. The reason why Leia never reached her force sensitive, never really became a Jedi, is because she did have the love, right? And you can find out that if you ever did that, Leia would have been a Jedi. She could have been that same type of power. And then you can say Rey was the actualization of Leia if you would have treated her the same way they treated Luke. And showing if you treat your women, your daughters, the same, with the same respect as you treat your sons, you can get to that same place. So it's still giving you the agenda that you're talking about, right? But it's doing it respectfully. It's understand. It's also not talking bad about the past generation. Those are things that you need to be thinking about as companies, heads of companies. And if you do that right, I think you can get to the next generation. I'm hoping tomorrow brings Disney to a new generation without hurting. I don't want you to push agendas, but I want you to push things in the right direction with respect for all people. Bring people together without trying to hurt anyone in the past. If you can do that, that's what a good leader does.
Agreed. 100%. 100%.
All right, let's look at some of these comments so we can go into the next thing.
I remember you can control it too now. So go do your thing.
I forgot all about it. I'm saying this side like,
yeah. I don't need to control the comments for you anymore. You control them. I'll sit back and let you do this part.
Oh man, that's great. All right. Oh, I don't know where we stopped now. Okay.
We stopped right here. I'll put it here. Right here.
Okay. You're good. Okay. Say, Gunn needs to let Snyder do the special effects to a movie. I don't mind the slow motion scenes at all. I agree. But I
don't mind this. I don't mind the slow motion scenes, but yeah.
He needs to be part
and I think I don't mind the slow motion scenes, but I think Snyder does it just a little bit too much sometimes. You know what I mean? Where like every second thing is a slow motion scene. So you want to keep that to like a minimum, but I don't mind them either.
Just what you need to control. You need to allow people to be part of all this stuff. So yeah,
absolutely.
Say we not opened up that can of worms. Was Keaton in the Flash? Was 71 or 72?
And he looked every bit of it. You know what I mean?
That's okay. You can be an old Batman. I'm okay. He still was getting nuts. He was still kicking his butt.
Yeah, he still did good.
So I like the director of the Badlands, Danny Trachtenberg, direct the Batman movie. I will let him co-write it as well. I like his storytelling and how he puts special effects together. Well, they're doing a whole world within as far as Predator.
No.
So they're doing a whole Predator world. I think Trachtenberg is going to be very busy going forward.
Please no. I'm done. I'm done with the Predator. I am done. You guys are just
It's one of the best-selling comics. When I just talked about Black Panther versus Predator, they got Captain America versus Predator. They have Captain America versus Godzilla. They're starting to mesh these genres together. So you're going to have a lot of things to kind of go off of.
Keep it in comics. I'm good. Keep it in comics. We don't need no more of these movies. No. Just like the Aliens. I'm like, I love Aliens. I love Predators. But I think we're done. I think I'm good.
Nah, I'm not done. I'm never done. Who says new CEO who actually listens to the public, not shareholders. Well, a new CEO needs to listen to both.
Agreed.
Though I'm saying money can't be your focus, you better still think about money.
Yeah, 100%.
Schaefer was owned by the shareholders, and that's he did what they said. That's true, and that would have been a more Chapek prior move. Fernando says he's another Bob, in my opinion. Which one? Chapek or Iger?
For real.
Kathleen Kennedy was trash. I really didn't like Kathleen Kennedy for a long time. I'm starting to soften on her because she's gone. So now she's gone. I don't hate her that much. I have no issue with her. She's gone.
Listen, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more.
I'm also the type of person that we buried it. He's gonna put dirt on top of it. He's gonna put cement. He's gonna put a nice little parking lot on top of it. He's gonna put like a
100%. And with all of that crap I do, that chick is gonna show up like Annabelle right back in the next spot. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Which is hilarious because if you talk about comics again, the DC night fight, or no, it was the DC versus one with the bosses fight, bro. Annabelle versus Joker, crazy.
Really? Annabelle versus Joker?
Crazy. He's so crazy. He's like having to argue with her and fighting with her, and then all of a sudden you turn around and she's back there again. It's hilarious.
Exactly.
It's hilarious. I'm not gonna turn it into a comic book moment, but I have it right here.
Of course.
I agree with you on Book of Boba Fett, Anzo.
Mhm. And they did something with Boba Fett that I can't stand, right? It wasn't a dress, but they put this thing on him that made it look like he was wearing a dress. I didn't like that. I'm like, why? Why does he look like no? No, Book of Boba Fett was garbage, bro. Like Donnie loves that crap, but I'm sorry, or he liked it. I won't say loves it. Well, I'm sorry. I just.
Just gonna show you this scene right here. See Joker sending Annabelle down. He's sitting there arguing with her, yelling at her. It's crazy. It's nuts. And then he turns away and he's talking about her, and then all of a sudden she pops up again.
That's Annabelle for real.
It's like, I never saw you move. How'd you move?
Hilarious. That's Annabelle for real.
I need to assign a creative team specific duties and give them guidelines. Just set the budgets and let them go. The CEO should research and sort the source material and be familiar with the product.
I can agree with that. Yes, 100%. Right. And I think what a lot of the times is a lot of these CEOs, they're just businessmen, right? They don't care about the product. All they care about is the bottom line. Did that make money? Oh, yeah, let's do it again. Did it not make money? Okay, we're going to cancel that. Right. And I agree with you, Danny. I wish. And you know what? I'll say this. You may not have to start off knowing anything about Star Wars or Disney, but if you're in that position, I think you should learn. You know what I mean? I think you should learn.
I think Tamero coming from the parks and the way that the parks have now been great. Honestly, the parks have been really special as of late. As a parent who's taking my kids, it's become a great place again. It's been the happiest place in the world again. I think he understands the Disney brand. I think he's going to do a good job, actually. So,
hopefully.
The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, and all the Kathleen Kennedy graveyard.
What she did with Indiana Jones, or what they did with Indiana Jones, was a travesty. Now, I get it. I'll say this. I don't want to see an 80-year-old Harrison Ford doing all of this stuff anymore. I just don't want to see it anymore. But you ruined the character. And I think what they do with all of these old school characters, they just end up ruining them because, like, oh no, we got to put in a new, demographic, or we got to put in a new person for the new audience and stuff like that. And when you do that, you can do it in a way that doesn't take away from the original character, but they seem for some reason that they want to make the original character look dumb. This chick really knocked out Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, and took him where he didn't want to go. I was like,
you said he's 80 years old. He's 80 years old. You knock out. First of all, you shouldn't be punching an 80-year-old man.
Facts.
That's the first thing, right? But if you do hit an 80-year-old man, you're probably going to knock him out. I'm just letting you know. I don't care who he is.
You're right, but I'm just saying I didn't like it.
I got you. My man said Bobby Paycheck. Yeah, that's 100%. Said Rey is a fake Skywalker. She's not. She's not a Skywalker.
No, she's not a Skywalker at all. Nope.
It should have been Obi-Wan. And they had to change it because everyone knew it was Obi-Wan.
Yeah. And then made her Palpatine, really. But then she runs around at the end saying she's a freaking Skywalker.
Somehow he returns. This is so stupid. Just give us a live action Knights of the Republic and it's such a layup. You should go to Knights of the Old Republic. Give me Knights of the Old Republic first. Explain who they are, and then you can bring into this world now that they've come back. That's what it should have been. Why can't we just do that? Once again, it's still Force. It's still good story. All that stuff still works.
Absolutely. And it's in a time where you're not ruining anything from the Star Wars, the Skywalker saga, right? You're just adding on to the lore. So, yeah, I'm good with that.
I enjoyed the Rey character. I don't understand the hate for her. I think it's the writing. I think 100% it's the writing. And for us. And they're also stupid people. Stupid bigots also are there. So it's not pretend that they don't exist.
Facts.
I think they need a new Sith Lord, Darth Kaka, who would be the most hated Sith Lord of all time. What you think?
I think you are correct. I'll do it.
Hey, at least you get a cool theme song when you walk in.
You know, I'll definitely do it. Yes, yes. You call me Darth Kaka all you want to, Danny. I'll accept that.
As long as you pay me. The diversity box is checked either way with Ray as a woman or Finn as a black man. Or you just do both at the same time and have them develop each other and let iron sharpen iron. And then you Bring Luke in because it shows that just because they're white at the time doesn't mean that you can't have white men with white women and black men and black women can't all be part of this. Why can't you just do that? Facts. We can all do it.
Facts.
So Brian's a hot Nzo with hit Nzo with what's wrong with you clip, please.
I actually don't have
with you.
I don't have any clips of those on the StreamYard, but I definitely gotta put some more on there. But yeah. And I'm running the show, Danny. It's not working today. All right, just letting you know.
I think these studio heads don't really care about learning from the past. All they care about is money. Money's important. Don't get me wrong. Money is important. Like if anyone, I work for Culver's, right? I have all these Culver's restaurants. If the CEO came and said, "Well, we don't care about money," I'm probably going to riot.
Oh yeah, 100%. Right? Because I get it, right? You like money. All they care about is money, which I don't. I think money should be the priority. Because you want to make money, you want to make a profit, right? You're not making these movies to not make a profit. So money should be the number one priority. But number two should be making sure that you put a good product on there so that you can make the money that you need to make. 100%. You know?
100%. See, I want Predator and Alien franchise to last forever. Joker versus Doom. I like it. Acres. What's up, Acres? How you doing, Stacy?
How you doing? Thank you for popping in. I'll say this. I want them to last too if they're good. Badlands wasn't good. Badlands was not good. I'm sorry. Badlands was not good. The Alien Earth show was not good.
It's hard for me to listen what you're saying when you say Dark Knight wasn't good. That's the problem. Like literally, the whole foundation of me disagreeing with Nzo starts with Dark Knight. Everything else I can accept.
Dark Knight was not good.
Oh my God! Look at this guy. What's up, Stacy?
How you doing?
Do you have a favorite action comedy?
Beverly Hills Cop, maybe 48 Hours, you know, yeah.
Mine would be like, Beverly Hills Cop. It's going to be probably the Rush Hour 1 and 2 was good. You know, those
Tango and Cash.
Tango Cash. Buddy cop things. I mean, even Lethal Weapon. If you really want to talk about those buddy cop films are probably my favorites.
Agreed.
So I'm surprised Bryon is reading something about Annabelle. I have no problem reading about it as long as she stays over there. If I'm not gonna have an Annabelle doll in my house, because I'll have her be sitting in the box and then I'll turn around and then she'll be right here in my face. And then I'm leaving.
What Bryon doesn't like is, should I say it?
Yeah, you go ahead. I don't care.
Candyman.
I'm leaving. I'm out. Guys, that's number one. That's all. You know what I'm saying? One. The third one, I'm out. People need to reword the statement about Kathy Kennedy. She was good in the beginning. Indiana Jones, E.T., Poltergeist, Gremlins. Her vision has gone downhill. She's a great producer. I think Kathy Kennedy is a great producer. I don't think she did a great job as CEO, but I think she's a great producer.
Because and when you want to talk about that, Eli, we got to understand that she was the producer, but she didn't have a lot of pull to tell them what to do and what not to do. All she had to do was produce, right? When she got to Disney and became the CEO, now she had the pull to tell them what they want to put in there, what we need to focus on and stuff like that. And that was the problem.
I agree. How can you be CEO of a company and anyone asks you, what does your company do or produce? And you say, I don't know. I won't have much faith in your ability to produce. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Agreed, Danny. Yeah.
80 years old. Chuck Norris is 85. F that. I'll be the one who's knocked out. Talk about, man. Chuck Norris is old as hell.
You think Chuck Norris can even lift his leg like he used to? You know what I mean? He can't do them spinning kicks no more.
Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He does earth downs.
Facts.
Aker says, rank the cat women. Fernando, two.
Michelle Pfeiffer's number one.
Eartha Kitt is going to be up there.
Eartha Kitt, I would give her number two. The one in the Batman Begins, she's last.
I didn't like Halle Berry either.
I would take Halle Berry over her.
I mean, because Halle Berry's fine, but that's all.
Yeah, 100%. It's all that, right, Danny? The strut, right, Danny? We know. I agree with you on that one.
No, rent one, live in one, never see one again. Iron Man, Thor, Batman.
Actually, no. So if we're not talking about any specifically genre or any Thor goes.
So never see one again. Which Batman? I can't, because Batman overall as a character, he's my living one. Like I love Batman. My rent one would probably be Iron Man, and Thor would probably be one I never see again. It'd be okay. I'll be all right. Even though I love Ragnarok, I'll be okay if I never saw it again. I love Iron Man 1 more than I like Ragnarok.
I need to take you out of it for even saying that you liked Ragnarok. Please, guys.
I'm only with the other 89% of the world. Sorry, Nzo. Your 11% should rule the world. Let's do it.
Yeah, we should. 100%. Ragnarok was garbage. Another trash one.
I've heard a while ago that the actress who plays Nakia from Black Panther was supposed to be in The Force Awakens, but her character was cut from the film in the last minute. Exactly. Yeah. And you could have even done that as her being the part of the triangle. The love triangle. And that could have been interesting. And Finn would have to choose one. But that might be too real for a black man had to choose between a black woman and a white woman.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that because now if you haven't picked Ray, the black women will be out of their minds.
The hate. Oh my God.
You let Finn take this pasty white woman? Yeah, no.
What do you like more, Departed or Cape Fear? Departed.
Guaranteed.
Mama Bear says you have to say that name 5 times. But look, I'm telling you guys you're real close. This is 3, right? I want some candy from the. You gonna turn around and Bryon going. Like, what the hell?
I don't know if typing is the same as saying it though. So you might have passed there. Okay, I guess not.
But he gets away because he put a space bar. He put space between them. That's why. I'm looking for an Annabelle doll to give to my daughter. She's 8. Wow.
Are you out of your mind, Fernando?
God. Dude, we're gonna have a movie about you, Fernando.
Listen, I'm at 51. You know, you wake up, you're groggy, and you turn around and see that thing sitting on. I would freak out. So you better not do that to your little.
Dude, I would have a gun. There would be a 22 hole, not 38, a 22 hole bullet hole in my window with it. Seriously, he doesn't play about that. I don't. I'm not even going to talk about Fernando's right now. I'm just going to pass by that. So, I will time you both out because I will leave. I'm not playing. I will leave. I'm trying. I like it's a joke, but I will leave.
Here, I'm going to say it because I said it earlier in the stream, and I think it's time to reinforce it. Wussy. All right? That's all I'm going to say. Now, put a P in front of that because that's what I really mean to say, okay?
Hey, I live in Chicago. I know. I've been to projects. Nah, bro. Nah. Y'all think it's all TV show. Nah, they tore down most of them. They ain't tear down them all. I'm not. Nope. Halle Berry is dead last, but she's fine. That's the problem. She's fine. You know, so she can't be dead last.
Facts.
So why do you keep on skipping them comments I wrote in? I haven't skipped anything.
Probably talking about the ones you don't want to say.
See, listen, best James Bond scenes, and then Denzel, the next Bond villain. Denzel only has a couple more movies. I don't think he's going to be a Bond villain.
Me neither. And I seen a little video of him at the basketball game. He's looking a little bit too old to be a Bond villain.
It happens though. We get old eventually.
No, I know, 100%. And maybe he could still pull it off, but I don't see Denzel Washington as a Bond villain. I will definitely want to see him play more villain roles. But one thing I'll say about the best Bond scene for me is in Skyfall. I think Skyfall had so many really good action scenes. The one where they're fighting in the building and the silhouette glass was fire. And even at the beginning where he's chasing the dude and doing the parkour and stuff like that. Yeah, Skyfall was fire.
That's a good one. Glad that I didn't see it, so I'm sorry. You said I was talking about the one about the physical media and the CEO. But and as much as I love physical media, like I mean, I just literally trying Aries, So as much as
why would you buy that crap, bro?
Because I like
you see, this guy buys anything, right? I'm not going to spend money to buy a freaking Tron Ares DVD because I know that movie is garbage.
If I'm going to say, hey, this is not good, I want to make sure I have it. I want to show you this one.
Oh my god!
Plus, I like to complete set. I have to have completion. I have to complete everything I start. That's a big thing for me.
No, you are the reason why these companies think that these movies are making money because you buying crap that you don't even like. You didn't like Tron Ares.
That's true. I think I said that on here that I really didn't like Tron Ares. All right, guys. So let's move on. We're going to move on to the next topic because I think it's a really good one. I can't wait to talk about it. And unfortunately, this man gets to lead it.
Yes, I do. Let's do it. All right, guys, we have our third topic on the agenda today, and it has been announced that there's possibly going to be a Scarlet Witch movie. Now, first off, before I get into the article, Brian, what are your thoughts on a Scarlet Witch movie?
I think it'd be really interesting. I think she's the perfect bridge character because Scarlet Witch traditionally is really a mutant. The idea that that Magneto's her father, we get Quicksilver and all that stuff, but her being a mutant, the whole, remember the comic book when she whispers, no more mutants, and how you can change that? You can change it and say, she says, no, ... more mutants. So they're trying to kill mutants. She says, no, we're going to bring more mutants. And she starts creating more mutants. And that's how we get a world full of mutants because of Scarlet Witch. I think a Scarlet Witch solo movie would do wonders. And Elizabeth Olsen is fine as hell. So I'm okay with that anyway. And she's going to be a C2E2? Oh, yeah, it's happening, bro.
I heard you saying that the other night. You're like, I can't wait to get this signed by... Yeah, that's when Brian's gonna be like,
I can't wait to get this sound like right here.
Wait, why did we switch? I don't know what happened there.
I don't know me either.
There we go. Switch it back. All right. So let's get into this article real quick. It says here, a Scarlet Witch solo movie is reportedly happening as it has hardcore fans. I'm so relieved. Is Wanda finally getting her solo movie? Do you think it's a little bit too late for a Wanda solo movie?
No, because you're doing a soft reboot. So once again, you need someone who's going to be able to connect what we did for this world to the next thing they're going to do. I mean, she's the only one who we've never talked about as being a mutant, and the only one who can warp reality that's an adult. So I think she's perfect right now.
Okay. Fans who have spent years watching the Marvel movies in order know that the studio is a well-oiled machine, one that is constantly releasing new content in theaters and streaming with Disney Plus subscriptions. But some characters are more popular than others, like fan favorite Wanda Maximoff, played by Elizabeth Olsen. There are reports that the Scarlet Witch is finally getting a solo movie, and as a hardcore fan, I'm so relieved. WandaVision was a wild success on Disney Plus, and since then fans have been eager to see more of the Scarlet Witch in upcoming Marvel movies. But when the character seemingly perished at the end of Doctor Strange 2, fans like myself were worried that perhaps Olsen has reached the end of her journey as the character was done. Now there's hope, as a report by Production Weekly claiming that a Scarlet Witch movie is aiming for 2026 release.
That's early. No, there's no way. There's no way for 2026 release.
Unless they're working at something behind the scenes.
Even then, no, because we got Vision Quest coming out in 2026. You're not going to
Right.
do a damn movie in 2026 before we get to 2027, 2028 makes sense. But before we even get Doomsday, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, I agreed. That doesn't make sense. And will be written by WandaVision and Agatha All Along Scrubs, Jack Schaefer and Megan McDonald. It hasn't been confirmed by Kevin Feige and Marvel yet, so we should probably take this with a grain of salt for the time being. Steel Production Weekly is generally known for being an accurate depiction of studios' plans. And since Wanda is so popular among fans, it seems logical for the MCU to continue her story. All right, Bryon.
Everything, if you take the word production out and say, a release and start production or pre-production, then I'll say okay. But right now they're still doing. They're starting to film Secret Wars. They're starting to do all that. They still haven't released Doomsday. I don't think they have time to do the Scarlet Witch right now. Black Panther 3 is going to be coming up, the first movie after Doomsday. I don't think they will do that necessarily. What things that could change things if they decide that Secret Wars is going to be a two-parter. That could change.
Yeah.
But even with that being said, I still think if they said 2028, they're talking about a Scarlet Witch movie, that might be good. That makes more sense. I don't think 2026 even makes sense even for pre-production.
Me neither. We're 2026 now. So what are you saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like the end of the year. So if it's 2026, when are we getting it? Before Doomsday? Right? It has to be before Doomsday because Doomsday is coming out in December. Right? So it just doesn't make sense. That's why I'm like, okay, I can definitely see them maybe doing a Wanda Maximoff movie or a Scarlet Witch movie. I could see that, just not the date they say it's coming out. That it just makes no sense for that.
If you want to combine these two, if you want to have a bridge movie to bridge what we've done in all this last phase to get us to the X-Men era, she's the perfect person to do those things, to create that bridge. But it doesn't make any sense right now for her. 2026 is stupid, and I don't even think pre-production in 2026 makes sense. So no, I don't think that we can hear anything like that. So no.
And I could definitely see. Okay, so we know Doctor Doom is going to create Battle World, right?
Yep.
I could see them maybe bringing Scarlet Joe Witch in there, and where things are like. So, example. The X-Men, not the X-Men, the Avengers, right? They're like wiping the floor with the mutants. Like they're destroying all the mutants. Hulk's coming in there, right? Everybody is ganging up on the mutants, kind of like they're doing black people, right? So everybody is ganging up on the mutants, and then Scarlet Witch does her more mutants. And then we get another, or that's how the new world is created, by her saying no, more mutants, and then boom, next thing you know, we have this world with mutants and regular people, and that's how you reset it. Because Battle World is going to be something that's just going to be contained to that movie. You have to get from Battle World to a world where mutants and humans are living together, and you have to do it in a way where it's like, oh, they've always been living together with the reset, right? It's not just like, oh, all of a sudden, boom, mutants popped up. No, this is the reset, but mutants have been here since the beginning. So I think Wanda doing that makes perfect sense.
I agree. I have no problem with this. I think if you change the idea of 2026 to 2028, that makes a lot of sense going forward. Even with the whole Doctor Strange, even with the idea of making a new world, What if we even said it? What if in Secret Wars or Doomsday, as you said, they kill off all the mutants, and she finds out she's a mutant, and then she says, "No, I want more mutants," and she brings in
Hmm.
more mutants. I think that would be incredible, and I think Elizabeth Olsen is a great actress. I really love her and a lot of things she does. And sometimes you need spotlight put on you. And I think
Hmm.
this is one of those chances where times where I want the spotlight to be put back on Elizabeth Olsen. I think she's strong enough for a character to carry a movie. I really think she carried the Doctor Strange movie. Doctor Strange
Hmm.
wasn't really about Doctor Strange; it was about her. Scarlet Witch
Yeah.
was the main character, the main focus, and she did a phenomenal job. I think
Hmm.
we need more of that.
Agreed, 100%. I know a lot of people have this dislike for Multiverse of Madness, but I will watch that movie again. I think it's fire. I know people didn't like the way certain people died, but I was okay with it because one, it showed how powerful Wanda was, and two, they weren't the real versions, right? They were just like, went to it and boom, great cameos for them to put it in there. So I thought that was good. I agree with you. I think Olsen definitely can carry a movie. And if you do it in the right way, I think you can really make a Scarlet Witch movie work. So let's get into the comments real quick. Let's see what we got here. Said I was talking. I read that one already.
Yeah.
Said Sir Ian is old. He still crushed it as Magneto. Yeah, but I can promise you, his stuff is going to be very limited when it comes to these movies.
I think Fassbender should have been what we did. I think you needed Sir Ian McClellan, but you need to go ahead and then have another world where Fassbender's there, and
Hmm.
he's the one who takes over and goes for because Fassbender is fire as Magneto.
I, I,
His
I, I
story, oh, that scene when he's in the woods and they kill his family, he kills everybody, bro. That
hmm
is incredible. That's the
hmm
best Magneto scene I've ever seen. Forget the moving of bridges, him
fire,
killing everyone, destroy, bro, man.
fire, 100%. And I think Doomsday will probably have these X-Men, they die. But if they do Secret Wars, I think Secret Wars, you bring in Fassbender, you bring in John McAvoy, right, to play the other versions of them, and you bring them in to play that. So I think they should do that because I think Secret Wars is going to be just as packed as Doomsday, if not more,
More.
because they want to cut it into two parts now.
Yeah.
Ugh. Said I agree with you, Anzo. I'm never
Oh
buying
god.
Tron's Airy, but I will buy the first movie. See,
I can't
collector.
buy one. I have to buy them all. I am that type of weirdo. Yeah, just honestly.
The only Tron movie I'm buying is the original one, 1980s Tron. That's the best one. Legacy was garbage, and Tron Ares is garbage as well. I want live action. No, no more mutants so bad.
I don't
So
think you get House of M7. I don't think you're going to get
yeah,
House of M
me
7.
neither.
It's, you can't kill all the mutants before you bring them in.
Agreed. And that's what it was. House of M is about, but like killing all the mutants, no more mutants, right? You can't do that. I think you gotta. I think it works with Brian's way, where she says, "No, we need more mutants,"
Mhm.
type of thing. Josh Durango is going to go alongside Dana Wadeson and the board. Nothing going to change at Disney. Interesting.
I don't think it needs to change right now. I think the problem with Chapek was he was trying to change it and trying to put a lot of middle management and put layers on things. So, you say idea of creating more jobs, but he was really giving all these people that he knew jobs and chances. And it was putting barriers between the CEOs of the entities from the CEO of the company. And I think that's dangerous. You need to have direct contact with each CEO for each one of the divisions you have.
I agree. Dana Wilson is going to run the show behind the scenes.
Maybe.
Said, you guys have a good day. I'm going out, go visit my mom in a few minutes, and then do some more reading. Have a
Tell
good
her
one,
happy
collector.
birthday.
Absolutely, 100%. Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Olson says no to playing Scarlet Witch anymore. Who you casting instead? Ooh.
Man, I don't know if I want one, but I have to recast it. I will actually, if she said no, I will wait till and go someone younger. I'll wait till they
Mhm.
redid the whole thing, and they did when we go younger for younger X-Men and all that stuff. I will make her a younger person.
Agreed. Hey, fellas, what's up?
What up,
Tamika, how
Tamika?
you doing? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Said question for you guys. Have you seen the movie Wind River with Elizabeth Olsen and Jeremy Reynolds? It's very good. It takes place in Alaska and it's about a serial killer who pays part of a cult. I think I seen it. Maybe not to the full movie, but I know what movie you're talking about. I know what movie you're
What's
talking
the
about.
movie that we just Eternity? So I hate that movie, but not because it wasn't a good movie. I hate the idea. So just real quick. This is going to take 2 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
She's the character. She was married, and they had 50 years that they were together. Okay, they go to heaven. Her husband died. He's been waiting for her to come. She comes into heaven. He's there to greet her, and they say, "Hey, yeah, your husband's been waiting for you." He's sitting there thinking that's her, right? Him, and she said, "No, your first husband, who she got married before they were together with this man. This man's been waiting for 50 years through." All her marriage with her original husband, same second husband. He's been waiting 50 years for her to come back. And then she entertains the idea that she's going to be with her first husband, that they were only married for 6 months.
Wow.
I was like, you had a 50-year life with this man?
Yeah.
I was so furious just at the thought of it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Elizabeth Olsen, so I don't want to shit on the movie. I'm just saying, come on, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, like 50 years with someone, you're not thinking about that ex that, you know what I mean? Like, no. Yeah,
Like,
I
he
wouldn't
gave
even
his
entertain
life to you. You gave your life to him. You go to
it.
heaven.
Yeah,
You talking about your first somebody you had 6 months. Oh, it was such a wild thing. We're so in love. Who cares?
facts. Yeah, facts. Facts. Readapt Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Um, I think you could. I'm the
I love
first one.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I'd have to go back and watch it again. I don't remember it a lot. I remember, and I don't remember if I liked it or not. So,
I read the book and I love that movie. I love the book. I love it.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
so good. It's a very good basis for a lot of nerds who. It's a foundational book. It's a foundational book. So yeah, I wouldn't mind you doing that.
I got you. Have you seen the 90s comedy Defending Your Life? I
No.
don't think so. I haven't. Said, what's it all about? And
She said
crying.
that's what it's about. That's about
Oh,
that's
that's
what
what,
eternity
yeah,
is about. That's exactly what eternity
yeah,
is about. I was like, what?
yeah. That would probably drive me up a wall too. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why would you even consider that? You know what I mean? I'm not considering going back to someone I was with for like a month, a 2 month, and I was with someone for 50 years.
Like, we had our life, we have kids, we have grandkids, we did everything together, and you're considering another person? No, my answer would have been, hell no. You ain't going with him. Get over here. I'll pick you up and walk away. This is stupid. go
Maybe
caveman.
100%. Maybe Doctor Doom uses Wanda as a weapon against the Avengers. Possibly.
100%. I can see that.
Defending your life with similar to entity, but better. Interesting.
Okay.
Micah Gangstar biopic. 100%. I'm down.
There's no way.
Yeah, I'm
Biopic?
down. Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
down.
god.
I'm down. I don't know if it's like so. I would say I don't know if his life is entertaining enough to do a biopic, but it possibly is because they did a biopic on the Wu-Tang, right? And that was good. So I think it could be
Bro.
done.
Nah, man, come on, man. We're gonna do a biopics on just random people now.
What? Gangstar Guru? Yeah, let's do it.
Oh man, oh my god. No.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to the final topic, and Bryon is going to take us home with this one. So let's do it.
How about this, guys? Here we go. Switching the article real quick.
There we go.
Mark Ruffalo, everyone's favorite person who's going to spoil everything about everything he ever's in, confirms a spoiler return for Avengers Secret Wars. New report suggests movie may be divisive.
Ooh.
Two or three different sides. That movie might be divisive.
That's
Maybe.
interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man Brand New Day star Mark Ruffalo appears to have spoiled one of the MCU co-stars' return in Avengers Secret Wars. How you have a return before you left? A movie being described as a divisive by one insider. Avengers Doomsday arrives at theaters later this year, and it will follow exactly a year after Avengers Secret Wars, which may or may not split in two, depending on who you believe, which we've all been talking about, and we've even talked about today. It's been too soon for a cast reveal, but several actors have confirmed they'll be back. Now it seems that we can add another name to the list. Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, and Halle Berry are currently doing the rounds to promote their new movie Crime 101. In a viral clip with the trio attempting to figure out who has been in the most superhero movies, the Hulk actor appears to have dropped a spoiler by confirming that Hemsworth will return in Avengers Secret Wars. Even though I think that's a little bit of a dumb moment, but we'll talk about that in a second. This might be something of a no-ish Sherlock moment, but it's worth pointing out that someone online scoopers have claimed that the God of Thunder dies in Doomsday. That now seems less likely, though. There's always a chance Hemsworth could return as a variant on Battle. You're stupid, whoever wrote that. Either way, the internet is divided on whether Ruffalo has also split the beans on his own return after hinting at it in another recent interview. See what you think after this clip. He says, Mark Ruffalo spoils Chris Hemsworth and returning as Thor, the Avengers Secret Wars.
Let's watch it.
1, 2, 3, 4. How many Avengers are 5,
6.
Thor. 6?
Well, there will be.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, we haven't shot that one.
Oh, did Ruffalo ruin that? Or did Hemsworth ruin it?
Yeah, now that you think, because he's like, oh, we didn't shoot that one. And when he said 6, no one really knew what he was talking about until Hemsworth said, oh, we didn't shoot that one yet.
So, once again, he can still die. Thor can still die in Doomsday, go to Valhalla, as we've talked about a billion times now, right? Like I've said it on this channel, I've said it on Spoiler Kings, I said it on your channel. It doesn't matter where I've been everywhere I've been. I've talked about this. He's going to die. He's going to go to Valhalla. He's going to become Rune King Thor. He's going to come back and he's going to save the effing day. That's literally what's going to happen. So how is this even breaking news? I don't know. I do know that we're getting a lot of information about these movies, and I don't like even bringing up this guy's name a lot of times because John Campea is divisive in himself. Talking about this movie divisive, he's divisive in himself. He said multiple times that I know what's going on. My problem is that I think by the end of March, everyone else is going to know what's going on, and we'll still have 9 months to the movie. What do you think about all this information?
So first off, okay, so even if Thor were to die, right? Those were the rumors that Thor is going to die in Doomsday. It's not a secret that he wasn't going to come back, right? You've said it many times. Everybody agreed with you. Like most of the people actually see a Thor coming back as the god of
he's going to be he'll be Rune King Thor. Rune
King Thor, yeah.
Which he becomes one of the elders. This is what, and Hemsworth said this.
So it's not this big secret that it's like, oh my God, you brought him back. Like we already knew that, right? And I guess what a problem that I've always had with Marvel is when they do this, they did the same thing with Infinity War, right? They killed off all these characters, but they announced a solo Spider-Man movie before they killed him off in Endgame. So it's like, oh, okay, well, Spider-Man's not dead, right? So we know Thor is not gonna die. So it's not such a big spoiler on that. Now, what I think was kind of interesting is that they kept talking about Halle Berry coming back as Storm.
Yep, I don't need that. I don't need that at all. And once again, Halle Berry is fine as hell. And I'm not sitting here saying that I don't like looking at her or any of that stuff. She is great. And I think I'm hating more on the idea of Storm being hurt, not necessarily that she's a bad person to bring back.
Colorism.
Yes. For you to say, hey, you're too dark to be on screen. We need a pretty girl. What the hell does that mean? You mean someone dark can't be pretty? Is that what you're trying to tell me? No, that's colorism. The fact that Angela Bassett was supposed to be Storm in the 90s makes me enraged. And then we get Halle Berry. Angela Bassett is fine as hell. She's 60 years old, still fine as hell. What the hell are we doing? There's no way that we should have Halle Berry being Storm from Africa, a Kenyan princess. Halle Berry? I don't even know. I mean, once again, I said Halle Berry is fine. Don't get me wrong. I love watching movies with Halle Berry in it. There's no way a Kenyan princess with both parents, part of the royal family in a place that has not been occupied, should be a Halle Berry. No. Good Lord.
I don't want to see Halle Berry as Storm 2 because I want to see someone who can give us an African accent. All right. Yes, I remember they tried that like in a few scenes in the first X-Men, and that shit. They went, nope. Yeah, nope. We're not doing that again. Right. So, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, I get it that she's too light skinned for Bryon. That light skin, dark skin part doesn't bother me, but at least give me a good damn African accent. All right. I am tired of these Jamaican accents or these African accents or these Haitian accents that sound like people who don't know how to speak it are trying to speak it. Remember Cool Runnings?
Feel the rhythm.
Oh my God. The Jamaican in that movie, as Cool Runnings is a good movie. It's funny. But the Jamaican accents in that movie drive me up a wall. And I remember when I seen Marked for Death. Marked for Death? Yeah. For Death. And that Jamaican started speaking, I was like, oh, they actually speak in patois. I like this. You know what I mean? So I want authenticity. I want the good.
So you want authenticity, but you want Halle Berry to be Storm. Okay.
I don't want her to be Storm. No,
okay.
I don't want
I see what's going on.
I don't want her to be Storm. I just want the accent. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Because I think the girl in Dark Phoenix did a really good Storm. And she's kind of light-skinned.
Here's my thing with it. And I feel like this is a problem in America, and this is in the landscape of everything that what it is about Black people. In the culture, in this world now, it's not just in the American culture, in the world, being darker skinned is you think you're not as pretty. You're not as worthwhile. And I think it's reinforcing that to say, I'm going to make this black character, this black character that's supposed to be African, I'm going to make him lighter skin because that's prettier. And that destroys me inside.
Agreed.
It really does. And and that's why I put such a huge thing on, no, I have to make sure someone who's Kenyan looks like the most Kenyans. That's dark skin, can be beautiful, can be attractive, can be powerful, can be smart, can be all the things this character really is. And I don't have to make her light skin for these white people to enjoy. No.
I agree.
Good people understand that Black people could be dark, they could be light, all that stuff. They'll be more accepting of it. And I think I would hammer it home. I can never accept that idea that I should say, no, we could go ahead and let her be the Storm. That bothers me to my core. Not because I don't like who Halle Berry is, or I don't like the idea of what it represents to other people.
The message behind it.
Yes.
The message behind it.
And that bothers me. Like, it does to my core, no matter what. You know, and in a world where it doesn't matter if you're in Asia and you're a darker skinned Asian, that means you're worse off. That means you're not as pretty. Like, this is what is the world thought process is. So then to tell me you take my character and make them lighter skinned and they're more attractive, or this is now they could be a leading person, tells me something else. You're really saying something else to me. That's what you're also doing, and that's what bothers me.
You are 100% on point and correct with that 100%. So if you want to go with the message that it brings by putting in a light-skinned person in there, I agree with you 100% because even back in Hollywood days, back in the old days, they didn't want to give dark skinned women jobs because it wasn't as appealing to the white people or they weren't as pretty as the white people or light skin, so they say.
What you say is pretty, and it's
Yes,
your
yes,
concept of what it is. But I've seen
agreed.
more a dark skinned, beautiful woman.
Oh,
Beautiful. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It's the
100%.
concept of what you're trying to push, and that you have to be white to be more beautiful. And I hate that idea. Now, don't get me wrong. There are beautiful white women. I just told you Elizabeth Olsen is fine as shit. Like, for
Mm-hmm.
real. Like Halle Berry is beyond gorgeous. She's, what, 50, 60 years old and beyond gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. But don't tell me because someone's darker skinned that they can't be that character. They can't control, they can't carry the movie. They can't be that star. It's telling me without telling me. And that's the problem I have.
I agree with you 100%. And I'm going to give you an even a hint. Napita, she's
Mm-hmm.
fine as hell. People
Good
think she's ugly.
Lord.
I'm like, no, she's not.
She's
She
a
is
supermodel.
fine. She is fine, bro. What are we talking about here? But again, it's the darker skin. Because if she was light skinned, she'd be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
She would be everywhere. She would be in commercials anytime they had a black look at Tatiana Taylor, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She ain't even a good actress. I'm sorry. She's not that good of an actress. She's not that good of an actress. But
She's
because of her skin color, she's acceptable and they're putting her in everything and they're giving her awards for movies she should not get a freaking award for.
And then when you're pushing a narrative that's actually damaging to the idea of who a black person or a black woman is, and those things bother me because I think these bigger concepts are huge. These and what you feed into the world, you reap what you sow. I 100% believe you reap what you sow. So if I accept this, then I'm going to get more of this, of the same idea of that if you're light, it takes your lighter skin to be pretty. And I don't want my daughter to feel that way. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a dark-skinned person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, my daughter's is darker than I am,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't ever want that to be the concept, the idea. And I believe all colors are beautiful, really are.
Absolutely.
But that's not what they tell in the world. And what I have to show in these movies, where everyone in the world goes see, is that black is beautiful. So when I have a character that should be historically darker skinned, I want to push that idea that they are there, they are powerful, they're beautiful, and they can carry the movie just the same way.
Agreed. I seen this. It was a picture and it was a model, a black woman. And I mean, this woman was black, like my sweater black. But she was she was gorgeous, bro. I was like, yo, she is fine, but she was black as hell, right? I mean, they're so black that if you turn off the lights and she smiles, all you see is teeth type of black.
Hey, one of those things, when you do your color palette is dark purple. I understand.
Yeah,
I understand what you're talking about.
yeah,
I get
exactly. But absolutely beautiful. And because of her skin color, she's probably going to have an issue with people saying she's beautiful because she's so black. And that's a problem. That is a problem. So I agree with you 100%. I am right there with you on that one, Brian. Right there.
I don't want you to think that, once again, that I don't like lighter skinned women or don't think. I just think it's the concept of the world that really bothers me more than anything. It's the concept of what the world does. It has been saying that bothers me, and that when you take a chance on when you're doing these movies, you need to put someone who fits the character because of what the world tells you.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You are correct. You know what I mean? When I look at it that way, I still don't mind if they were to do someone light skinned, but I see the what you're talking about and how it's a problem. Now, if we had that dark skin representation for years of movie making,
then you could do whatever
you want to. Yes,
because we're black. We're there's the color scheme. Diaspora of us is all of them. It's light, it's dark, it's everything. But the idea of that, what we think of beauty is bothers me. What we
Agreed.
think is someone who could carry a movie bothers me, and I think you can never allow those things to be the most important thing.
Agreed. 100%. And you know what? Since you're on point and we got this little new thing, I'm going to give you this. Yeah, you are with that one. I agree.
All right. Let's think what all the comments are saying. And Nick, yes, she's still fine. I'm okay with. I like all women, man. Trust me.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Me too. Me too. Hey, man, I tell you this: color don't mean nothing. It's the person that you are. Color is nothing. Everybody's gonna be different colors. Everybody's gonna be different. But what kind of character do you carry? That's what's important. I don't give a damn if you white, Asian, Indian, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as you're a good person.
Exactly. Well said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's check out some of these comments because I'm pretty sure I brought Ruffalo a few feathers because that's what I do. I think we're gonna start here.
Let's do it.
More powerful, the Dark Phoenix or Scarlet Witch? The
Dark Phoenix. No, wait, no.
So Dark Phoenix, the Phoenix Force is way more powerful. It's an entity. It's a world entity. You know, Scarlet Witch can warp reality. Dark Phoenix is beyond reality, and that's why I'll go with Dark Phoenix.
And I think the reason why people question is because Marvel has a way, especially in the movies, of depowering and then upscaling powers and then depowering, upscaling. So, like Scarlet Witch is not as powerful in the comics as she is in the movies. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So you guys are all great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Of course, thanks. You're great. Yes, I love Mark. He'll tell you anything you need to know. He'll let you know.
Facts.
So in 1980, Body by Jake, Rick Moranis teams up with Rick, gets buff for the Hulk. I love that. Hilarious. Mama Bear says Ruffalo releases spoilers. In related news, also hates Nola Batman.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's hilarious. Can you interview Jeff Snyder or have him as a guest? It would be nice to know how this all happens, etc. If Jeff Snyder would love to come on here, I would love to be able to interview him. I have all type of questions. You wouldn't love me asking them questions. I have deep cuts.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. Right? And this is a little kind of an interviewing topic, but I watched. And I guess you could say it was an interview, but I watched Alvin Preach the other day, and he had Sneeko on there, and it was like a little interview that he was doing. That man cannot fucking interview. Sorry for the cursing. He cannot interview. I sit here and I'm like, yo, we could do so much better, right? Give us a chance. Jeff Snyder, Harold Parnu, somebody give us a chance to get that interview in there, bro.
Hours prep time. It will be one of the best interviews you have in your damn life.
Agreed. 100%. 100%.
Do you have a favorite comic book scene or non-sequel comic book movie from the thousands? Comic book movie from the thousands are Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is the best one for that. And and then a non-sequel comic book movie. A one-off.
Okay, so is it a movie that didn't have a sequel, or it's just the first part of a sequel?
No, so it has to be didn't have a sequel, and
the only one is trash.
The only one I would say that's good for that did not have a true sequel would be The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the one.
I thought you were gonna say Watchmen. I was like, don't do it, Ryan.
I don't mind Watchmen, but I don't know if it's good. Better. I think Ed Norton as the Incredible Hulk was much better.
I agree.
So Tamika's laughing. Yeah, Anik says, I bet Halle Berry will be in Doomsday. If we're bringing back the OG X-Men, might as well bring Halle Berry back.
I have a feeling she's going to be. I don't think she'll be in Doomsday. It could be. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it could be. It could be, but I could see her being in one of the two, Doomsdays or Secret Wars. I could see her having a cameo in there. So
I don't want her to be depowered either, because I feel like they depowered her in all the X-Men
100%.
movies. So if they see her getting killed easily, I don't think I want to see that.
You see, that's why I liked. Granted, the movie's not good, but the Dark Phoenix movie, that train scene where Storm is being Storm, I love that part. I was like, "Yo, that's Storm."
When did Storm ever had to power up? Oh, the
Yeah,
power of the
yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
Facts.
when do you ever have to see her power up?
Facts. And Dark Phoenix didn't do that. She was using her stuff, and I was like, okay. I was like, that's Storm. Give us that Storm. Give us the Black Storm, dark skin, and have her not, oh, the power in the eyes, and takes like 10 seconds for lightning to come out, right? And it starts off with lightning in the sky, right?
Yeah.
So
why are we doing this? Like, you just
shoot her out the air. You know, you second and watch her, right? Okay. So
it's like, all right, well,
for this now. Yeah,
we're just gonna leave. We'll get a vacuum cleaner and call this over there. You don't have to worry about you. My 8-year-old daughter is better at keeping secrets than Mark Ruffalo.
Facts.
He's like a pail of water with 15 holes in it.
Facts.
This is leaks. Who won an Oscar first, Halle Berry or Angela Bassett?
I think it was Halle Berry.
Halle Berry won it for Monsters Ball. Angela Bassett won hers just recently, right?
Yeah. And again, Halle Berry won it for one of those movies where she shouldn't have won it for, right? And I think that's the problem that they do with us Black actors. It's like, oh, we'll give Denzel Washington the reward for Training Day, but Malcolm X was his best movie. We're gonna give Halle Berry,
Malcolm X, Pelican Brief. You can do. I mean, you can go on. You know.
Yes, but he's playing a bad cop. We give him the award. Halle Berry's getting broke up by a white man. We're gonna give him the Oscar. Now we have Tatiana. Yes, exactly. And now we have Tatiana Taylor, who's playing this deadbeat mother, this horrible character, and she might win an Oscar for that. Nah, bro,
it's not the character, but you understand. Unfortunately, when you're a Black person, you represent what. Because a lot of white people don't know Black people. A lot of Asian people don't know a Black person. So you're literally the representation for who a Black person is. That's just the truth.
Agreed. And that's why you got to be careful with some of those roles you take in, man. Really and truly. You know what I mean? Now, again, there's a place for everything. I don't say that. But if you're giving us the representation that we deserve, then you do this stuff, then that's not a problem. Then I'm like, yeah, she could get the Oscar for that because we have this, we have that, we have this, right? But when you don't do that and all you give us is this negative stuff, and then you have them winning awards for this, it's not a good look. It's really
it's reinforcing the negative connotation of being Black. It always is.
100%.
Remember the Jamaicans in Predator 2?
Yeah, the accents were horrible in that one too, bro. I give it a pass because I love Predator 2, but yeah, the Jamaican. First off, he was like a Jamaican voodoo guy. Jamaicans don't do voodoo. All right, that was Haitian. They should have said Haitian. I would have had more respect for that, but they made it Jamaican. I'm like, okay, whatever.
So can you rank Marked for Death out of the Justice Hard to Kill, Under Siege, and on Deadly Grounds?
Oh, so first off, I'm gonna say I think his first movie, Hard to Kill, I think I like that movie the best. There was just something about that movie that was really good. I'll go with Marked for Death next because of the Jamaican, but they don't touch Steven Seagal. Not once do they touch Steven Seagal. He doesn't get punched in the face. He doesn't get kicked down. He breaks. He messes up the Jamaicans in that movie. So I have a problem with that one. And then I'll go Under Siege and then Out for Justice.
I hate anything with Steven Seagal in it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
This dude is the worst. He is literally the worst.
Yeah.
No one's going to hit me, boy. Man.
I don't blame you.
So I'm just asking, what kind of role is acceptable for light-skinned Black people to get? They can't help it that they are born light-skinned, and that's not the point. And I think this is a good point to bring up, Fernando. But that's not the point. It's not the point. And I think even light-skinned Black people know what the idea of what it is that they do, that being dark is ugly. And we have colorism within the Black community.
Absolutely.
It's not. I'm not trying to be. It's like you blame you say someone's being having colorism when you're really trying to do anti-colorism, try to go opposite of what the people are already doing, trying to tell you that being darker is not right. It's not as beautiful. That's what you feed into the people. You feed into your kids, and that's what's going on. And so it's not their fault, but it's what you're trying to push overall, saying no. Being dark is just as beautiful as being light. We've already thought the idea of being light skinned and Black is like the most attractive thing in the world. That's what they tell you, and this is because that's what they found more attractive then, when in slavery times and things like that. So that's why I don't want it. Not necessarily. I don't think what's acceptable for a light skinned Black person to play. They could take any role, but when it's a character that's supposed to be darker skinned, I don't want you to replace them with a light-skinned person, saying this character, because the way they look, will be more attractive. This character is more willing to carry the movie. That's where.
And we can't blame the actor or the actress for getting this role, right? Because it's the studios that are casting them. They're the ones to take the blame. So if Halle Berry decides she wants to take a casting call for Storm, she has every right to do that. But now it's the studio's job to say, you know what, we think we're going to go with a little dark skin or not. So if they hire her, that's not her fault. She got hired. She did what she's supposed to do, right? 100%. It's the studio's job for not doing the right thing.
Yeah, I don't blame Halle Berry in any way, shape, or form. I mean, come on. She's a great actress. She's done great movies. That's not the problem. The problem is the character itself and what you're telling. What your being in there tells everybody else.
I agree.
Yeah. So, did you watch Halle Berry movie introducing Dorothy Dandridge? It is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
It is so good.
And Dorothy Dandridge was a lighter skinned person, and she was mixed, and she had to live in that world, but she still was Black. And I think that was a big story for her. So understand, just because you're lighter skinned and there's acceptable, you're still Black, and they still consider you Black. And during that time, that was a huge part of it. Now, if I would have put someone who's darker skinned in that role, it wouldn't have hit as much.
Agreed.
Because now you just look at it and see that you're dark, you're Black. You know, this is what they think during this prior time. That's not the point. You're missing the point doing that, and I think that's where I'm at with her.
You're not wrong. I agree with you.
So Tupac said it best: "The blacker the berry, the sweeter
the juice." That's right.
I was like, "That's a very good movie." I agree. It was a great movie. He said, "Hold up! Did I just hear Bryon say Elizabeth Olsen's fine as hell? If so, send me your address. I will ship you some glasses, my brother." Yeah. I've seen some movies. Yeah.
No, she's fine.
I have no problem. None.
Yeah, she's fine.
You know what? And once again, I told you, just because you're a different color or whatever, there's different ways of being attractive. There's different ways. I didn't say she's like, it's beautiful and fineness and all that stuff is in the eyes of the beholder, but also just it works at different levels, man. It really does.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And when she's in here, I'm going to be sitting there with a picture. I'm going to take a picture, and Anik, you're going to check this out. All right.
Yeah, I think you need glasses, Anik. I think you need glasses. I think she's all right. She's definitely possible.
So, would you like a Red Racer movie? A Speed Racer? I don't know what Red Racer. Maybe I'm
Rad Racer.
Rad Racer.
Yeah. I remember the game.
My bad. Yeah. No, I don't need a game.
Me neither.
Can't read. That's terrible. Who would you cast for Steel? On what time do you think that and how long do you think it takes to develop that? I love Steel. That's a very good question. But it needs to be a bigger person that's able to really do it. Not what we have from Shaq. Don't get me wrong, I love Shaq, but Shaq, come on, man, you're not an actor. You're Shaq. It's Shaq playing Steel. But you need a character that's going to be able to fill the scene. And
Jonathan Majors.
He needs to be Icon, man.
Okay,
Icon and Rocket is already there for them. They already have it. They're married. It works perfect for them. Like they're Icon and Rocket all together.
All right, let
Still,
me ask you this question.
Hmm?
Could Mac from Agents of Steel play Steel?
Oh, actually, that works.
Okay.
Actually, that
Okay.
works. I actually I like where you're going with that. I like he needs to be able to be 6'2", 6'3", needs to be able to fill a scene, need to be able to carry a movie and act. I'm with that.
Okay. So we got something there. There we go.
Yeah. In 15 years, do you think they try to make a Cosby biopic, and do you make one now, and how do you handle that, and who do you cast? They wouldn't want me to do it because I'll tell all the truth, and people I have to get killed. They'll try to kill me. I had the whole idea of him trying to buy NBC and the timing of all the stuff and everything. You wouldn't want me to do it.
Facts. Because listen, I'm going to say this, and I know people may hate on it or something like that, but I have a hard time believing he was accused of doing what they say he was doing, especially in the time period when he was coming up, when drugs and Quaaludes and all of that stuff were running rampant in Hollywood, right? People were just doing it on a regular basis. Do you remember or hearing the stories about Studio 51?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have a hard time believing. Did he do it? Possibly.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you I have a hard time believing. I don't have a hard time believing at all. I have a hard time believing he was the only one doing it. I think he was a part of an entire group that was doing all of it. So that's why I have a hard time. They singled him out. They told him not to do something. He did it anyway. And they said, oh, you're not going to listen to us? Watch what happens now.
But for me, the way they make it sound is like, no, he was forcing these people to take these pills. And I don't believe that, right? Especially as the time period it was like someone coming to my house and, they smoke weed. And I'm like, here, take us a spliff. And okay. And he may have taken advantage of them after they got a little messed up. He might have done that.
I actually think he did it up. I think that he wasn't the only one. I think that everyone in Hollywood was doing that, and that doesn't make it right. And that's why I don't say free Bill Cosby, but I just think that the reason why they're doing it, because he's already out with. But the reason they're doing this is for a different reason, not because of what he did. And I think that women are coming out because they told him it's time to come out because then they keep receipts. But don't believe me? Take that. Ask Diddy.
No, I agree with you 100%. I just don't think everything was a forcing you to do it, right? Or putting it in your drink and like, here, sneak that. No, it's like, hey, you want some Quaaludes? All right, let me have one. And then you get high and he takes advantage of you. That's how I think it. I don't think he's just forcing it. Like Diddy, I could see Diddy dipping it in a drink and giving it to you. I think
the type of guy.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So that's just me, though. I could be wrong, but I just have a.
I understand. In my culture, we have dark-skinned Hispanics and light-skinned Hispanics. We don't get bothered by what we see on TV and movies. We just get a happy representation for us no matter what. Well, Fernando, I'm going to ask you a question. So, yes, you have Hispanics, but which is the idea. Hereby. So, Haiti and Dominican Republic is one thing I could go off of, and then you don't want to be connected to the Dominican Republic. I mean, to Haiti, Dominicans are very different. Even though when you on the island, they look very similar. And they're all African,
descent,
from the African descent. But you do have that within. There's a lot of black Mexicans, right? That they don't highlight that, and they're always thought to be as a little lower caste because that's just what the world is, isn't it? Like, and this is not my culture, so this is one of those things that I've heard from like one of my friend Nesto and other stuff. He tells about that you go into like Valencia, they're believed to be more beautiful women, they're more Spanish looking women, and that's the idea. I just feel like that it's rampant in all cultures, it's including black culture. I think that's just what it is, and I think it's the world itself that believes in it. But I'm not gonna tell you that I am an expert on any of those things. I just cannot. But I feel like it's still there everywhere in the world.
And I also feel like your representation is a lot less than black representation. So just to see one, as Hispanic on stage, like, oh yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I get that 100% because you have a hard time. And then when you do have a Hispanic, they're all guy that's always playing Hector.
And it's not, what the problem is also? They're not even Hispanic a lot of times. It's crazy. But they do the same thing with you guys. with Hispanic representation. They bring the lighter skinned Hispanic in instead said, oh, this is what's going to sell this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I like to see the Astro City comic universe brought to life. I would like to see someone black cast as Beauty in lead universe. Would you like that? I want comic books that are more well known, so we can get more push behind it. I worry about doing things that are a little bit more things that I read, but not necessarily anyone else will read. I want to do some more things like that.
Agreed.
All right, well, you got 20 more messages, so I'm going to run through these real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who do you cast as New Samaritan and one of the last awful? So we need the new strong Samaritan that could last many years and lead universes. I don't think you do. I don't think you do that now.
Who was the Samaritan?
It's a movie for a while ago. Let's see. I could bring.
Isn't that the Sylvester Stallone movie?
No,
they played the Samaritan.
The last one I remember was it was like a Amazon Prime one.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, that was Sylvester Stallone. You're right.
Yeah,
that was Sylvester
Stallone, right?
That's the last one I remember. Yeah.
That's
right. I like Jonah Hex scenes. Is that okay? I like Jonah Hex. The movie was terrible. The movie was awful,
horrible.
Angela hadn't had one yet. She won. Was a Lifetime Achievement? I think it was.
It was a Lifetime Achievement. Yeah, it was a Lifetime Achievement. It wasn't like for a role or anything. It was a Lifetime Achievement.
Because she was supposed to win a couple of times
for Wakanda Forever. They were talking about. Yeah.
Yep. So she's been nominated, but she hasn't won for that. Yeah, which is terrible. Angela nominated for before Halle Berry was nominated in '93 for What's Love Got to Do with It, but she never won one. At least she was nominated before her. Yeah,
she should have won for that. She should have won for her role as Tina Turner, 100%. Tiana Taylor. My bad.
You're good. So Whoopi was nominated for Best Actress, I believe. She was the first one nominated in many years, except for Diana Ross. Some other people. Whoopi lost for Color Purple, but then won for Best Actress in Ghost.
Yeah.
But isn't that egregious a little bit? Like for not winning for Color Purple?
Yes.
You go watch Color Purple and tell me that she didn't deserve Best Actress. Come on, man.
100%. 100%. I think Donnie Glover should have won for Best Actor in that movie too. You know what I mean? So yeah,
that movie is so powerful, man. It's hard to watch sometimes, but it's
so
powerful.
Great. Yeah, agreed.
But agreed. He agrees with everything you said about her, Tiana Taylor. I assume Angela Bassett won for What's Love Got to Do with It. I know it's crazy. Holly Hunter won for The Piano. So she should have won, Fernando. Angela Bassett was her finest in how Stella got her groove back, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Best Eddie Murphy 5 scenes.
5? You want us to get
That's a lot.
5?
Okay, I'm gonna go just off the top of my head. Banana Tailpipe. I'm gonna go with singing. When Coming to America.
48, Coming
to America. I'm gonna go with the 48. So you get put the 48 hours. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Nutty Professor at the dinner table, because the fact that you're doing all those damn characters at the same time. And then my 5th one is gonna be just for me, the barbershop scene and Coming to America. What do you know what funny is anyway?
Great scenes. So I'm gonna go with I like the Beverly Hills Cop, the banana and the tailpipe scene. That one's good. I'll go with 48 Hours. I love the singing at the beginning of it. Yeah, the singing where they first reach Reggie Hammond. I gotta go with Trading Places, where it's like, I can see, I can walk,
He's on his knees like, I ain't got
yeah, yeah. I gotta go with one of those scenes. And you know what? I'm gonna go with one of the scenes because it popped in my head now in Tower Heist. There's one scene in there where he's talking to the guys trying to get them to steal, and then he ends up stealing their shit and he's back there. So I thought that was good too.
Are you putting that over Nutty Professor? That's interesting.
So I love Nutty Professor scene.
It's the scene. Or even when he's at the comedy club, when he's laughing, and he beats up Dave Chappelle, throws him into the piano.
I love the scene. I just didn't find the jokes in that scene were funny. Right? That was the problem. I love the scene.
Wasn't that the thing? When with Dave Chappelle, he told him like it wasn't funny. He said, and then you point out he broke down the whole point of the whole joke, and he made it look stupid, and then he beat him up and then threw him in the piano.
Yeah. I love those. There's a lot of good Eddie Murphy scenes though, really good.
Yeah, I could go all day with Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Who predicted better music, dark skin MJ, or produced better music, dark skin MJ or light skin MJ?
I'm not even gonna do that,
bro. They all MJ.
I would do that.
That's
you know what I mean?
Come on, that's Michael. He made Thriller.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. Light skin, and dark skin. Michael was fire.
100%. I love Michael Jackson, so it doesn't matter. I was like, go see Send Help. Send Help is effed up.
I want to see it.
It's so Raimi.
Yeah, I want to see it. I definitely want to see it.
It said Dylan O'Brien will make a good Cyclops or Nightcrawler. I have maybe. I think I have in my mind exactly who I want for Cyclops, but we'll see. Says Studio 54, sweetie. Yeah, it's not 51. Yeah, she's right.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I was gonna let it go. Spanish people are the biggest racists. They are not the biggest. I promise you. Have you ever gone to China? Have you ever gone to Japan? Have you gone to Japan, bro? Look, I'm a chemical engineer, so most of my classes were full of Indian and Asian people. They wouldn't even touch me.
Just go watch what I Show Speed went through when he went to some of those places. They were calling him monkey. They were throwing bananas at him and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not Spanish people.
So those are the ones who really suffer from colorism.
No, I think black people suffer from colorism.
I'm gonna go chattel slavery is still the worst thing, man. I'm just gonna the black darker skinned Asians as well. They're really bad at it. They treat them, but that's really bad in Asia. They have a whole country. They'll take everything. They'll mess the GDP up. It's bad.
Yeah.
They gave her an honorary one. Yes, Angela Bassett got an honorary Oscar. Exactly. What's up, Lawrence? How you feeling, man?
Thank you for popping in, which is bull crap, but yeah.
So actually, if Angela was Storm, I would be good. Yes, exactly. I think she'll be perfect. She originally she was supposed to be Storm, right?
Yeah.
And they had it cast that she was supposed to be it, and then they changed it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can check out and see why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In Doomsday, Secret Wars, I would be okay with her doing this Secret Wars, but she can't right now because she's now, I guess they killed her, so I guess she could because she's not Ramonda anymore because they killed her.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Danny says, I like him being a Dolomite. I love him when he got Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, and Paul Mooney puppets. That's hilarious. That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
That was so funny.
He did that at the end of his documentary. That's where that came from. So if you watch the documentary, that's where that came from.
So thanks for subscribing to Smart Tech 305. Appreciate you doing that. That's awesome.
100.
See, Eddie Murphy is my favorite comedian. Even it's funny because Eddie Murphy, do I call him? He's a comedian, but is he a stand-up comedian anymore?
Not anymore.
It's not what he is. He doesn't do it.
And you know what? To be honest with you, I know there was some rumors where it's like, oh, I'm gonna come back this time. I don't want him to. because stand-up is not the same anymore as it was back in the day. And I don't know if Eddie Murphy could still be funny, because I don't know what you guys thought about it, but that last Dave Chappelle stand-up to me wasn't funny,
I agree.
right? And
I agree.
I think Dave Chappelle has, okay, so a lot of people think he's really funny, but his last couple of stand-ups to me have been more preaching than comedy, right? And that's why I'm not liking it. Like, go back and watch Dave Chappelle's original comedy specials and you will die of laughing. The scene where he's in the car with the white boy, and the white boy speeding, the cop pulls up to him and says, "Hey," and the guy's like, "All right, Dave, I didn't know I could do that." You know, it's real funny, Dave. I just don't think he's as funny as he used to
I
be.
think he is funny, but he's a good storyteller.
Good storyteller.
He's
yes.
and that's what he does. He doesn't do great. I think he's one of the ghosts of comedy. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I think he's a great storyteller. I do think it's hard when you are trying to come out time after time with these stories. I think it's really hard to have life stories all the time.
You know, after watching, I've the recent stand-ups, Mike Epps garbage, right? Mike Epps stand-ups garbage. He had 2. The only stand-up that I still laugh at, or that I've laughed at, who had a new one, was Cat Williams. Cat Williams was the only one I thought was funny.
I never thought Cat Williams was funny. I never thought he was
really
funny. Never did. I don't sit there and say that he's terrible, but anyway, because I mean he's obviously a really good comedian. He's just not funny to me. I think with comedians, they have to be able to resonate with you, and he doesn't resonate with me.
Oh yeah, because he talks about weed all the time, so you know that resonates with me.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, yo. They said, I'm assuming the OC will talk about Trump being racist this week.
Oh, 100%.
You can do
100%. Oh, 100%.
That should just be an ongoing story. All right, it's the first topic. We're gonna say what's new in the week of Trump, because he does crazy stuff every week.
Oh, you better believe I am going to show that picture that he tweeted out of Michelle and Barack Obama. You punk. We're not talking about that today. We're not doing that today.
Don't be bringing that stuff up, man. I felt the anger all of a sudden come out. Like,
yeah, for real. Yeah. For real.
Says send help is fire. Say I've been to Japan. It's not racist. I 100% disagree with that. And I would say, matter of fact, Japan has a history of being racist against Chinese people and Korean people. I mean, and South Korean people know that. And then being there as a black person, they see you as a novelty. But money is more important to Japan than anything. But to say that they're not racist, I think it's really, really incorrect once again, it's opinion wise. In my opinion, I think there's a lot of discrimination and racism. And I think there's a lot of black Japanese people that will tell you the same exact thing.
I was just about to say that. I watched, and it was a couple of months ago, this young woman in Japan mixed with black, and the racism that she was going through because she had black mixed in her. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. Crazy.
So I just say I disagree. I would say that you probably didn't to experience it. That's fine. I just don't think to say that there's no racism in Japan is correct. So raw or delirious?
Delirious.
It's like asking if my oldest kid or my youngest kid. I ain't doing
it. Pull over. It's delirious for me. I love Raw.
Give me half.
Hey, wasn't me. What I saw you. Hey, wasn't me. You know what? Maybe it wasn't you. I love Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy, bro.
So I hope so, Nick. How about the main actress of Queen and Slim as Storm? Oh, 100% love that.
Oh yeah. That worked. Yeah. Oh man. Hey, listen. That car scene in Clean and Swim.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I know. Who is funnier, Chappelle or Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
Right now, Dave Chappelle's funnier than Eddie Murphy right now. Eddie Murphy is like
because he hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done it right now. He can't do it right now. Who's had the better stand-up? I don't think anyone's ever had a better stand-up than Eddie Murphy. I'm talking about Richard Pryor. I'm talking about everybody.
Yeah. I agree.
List it all. I don't think anyone's had a better stand-up than him.
And listen, I love Richard Pryor stand up. Oh my God, those old stand ups he did where he lit the match and he was like, people were saying, this is Richard Pryor running down the street. I was dying, bro. You know what I mean? So, but Eddie Murphy's had the best.
Yeah, I agree. Tamika says she agrees. Dave Chappelle is crushing it, in my opinion. I think that he's going so far, but he's not doing it for everybody else. I think sometimes it's cathartic. Cathartic. For people to be able to get some of that stuff out. And I think that's more than anything. Don't listen to Darth Kaka. Chappelle is funny.
Yeah, you watched the last stand-up and then tell me that, Donnie. You watched the last stand-up and told me that it was funny, because I was not funny at all.
It was an hour and 10 minutes, about 45 minutes into it. I actually muted it.
Yeah, like I wasn't chuckling, like not even a chuckle, nothing. I was like, And I'll tell you this. Dave Chappelle, I seen him in concert. He came here for Just for Laughs. And the first time he came here for Just for Laughs, I was dying. Oh my God, I had tears rolling down my eyes. Then he came again a couple years later, which I went to go see. And it wasn't as funny as the first one. And I just felt like after that, his comedies for me have just been like not funny at all. Like I'll get a couple of chuckles in it, but there was one time where every single joke was hitting, where you just laughing after laugh after laugh after laugh. And now his comedy specials, you get a laugh, then you get blah, 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 then you get a laugh, then you get blah, 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 then you get a laugh.
That's how he is, because he's a storyteller. He's more of a storyteller than he is a joke teller. He's not. But Kevin Hart is a joke teller. I'm gonna hit joke. But he tries to do a story, but he does it in a way to always be a joke, a punchline. Chappelle's just talking to you, and he's just a funny person. So he's no longer trying to tell a joke. He's just telling you in a funny way. And I think that he's trying to get his own agenda across a lot of times.
Agreed. And I'll say this. I know people don't like Kevin Hart. And now recently, his recent comedies, I don't. But his early ones, oh, man, this guy used to have me rolling, bro. I'm sorry. Kevin Hart had me.
You had a lot of years of information to be able to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
I'll start doing it now.
Yeah.
So right now, Cat is king, and now because I said I don't like Cat, he says Bryon's on drugs. I'm subscribing to him immediately. Man, the Spoiler Kings, I hate him. Yeah, it's the same thing he said when I told him that Redman was the 23rd best rapper of all time.
Oh, 100%.
Same thing he said. Better stand up: Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, or Chris Rock?
Ooh.
All right, so Chris Rock, Bigger and Blacker, is one of the best
that's
ever happened.
Yes. Chris Rock said, white people wouldn't change places with me, and I'm rich.
I think Chris Rock is really, really funny.
Me too.
I think Chappelle's a better stand-up overall than Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock had probably a better overall stand-up show.
Agreed.
Because Big Black is just iconic for me. I think Martin Lawrence is somewhere in between.
Yeah. Martin Lawrence has his moments. Yeah, he has his moments where sometimes like, oh, you get a good one, and then like his Def Comedy Jam stuff, the hosting of that.
He's a great host.
Great.
Dave Chappelle can't be a damn host.
Yeah, no. And then his jokes that he would put in between there, like everything is good. So, but yeah, I'm right there with you.
Said Brian's on drugs. Oh yeah, we did talk about that. I lived in Japan for a year. They ain't for us. I've heard that a lot, and I was only there for a week, so I can't tell you like I have a life experience on it. But Brandman lived in South Korea. He lived in South Korea for like 7 years, and he visited Japan a lot of times. I've only been there for a week, but I'm just telling you that what I felt, and then we hear all the stories about all the problems that you have in there, and you know what the culture, what they say about a lot of stuff. So I'm just saying, it seems to be part of that culture. I'm not part of the culture, so I can't speak on it myself.
Great.
Yeah. So Asia and the Middle East are racist. I think they want to say that everyone, if you're not me, you're not as good. And the idea of you even putting down anyone else is the idea of oppression and the idea of racism in myself.
Agreed.
Racism. Understand this: racism does nothing if you don't have power to be racist. Being
100%.
prejudiced without the power to be racist, you cannot be racist. The prejudice plus power is what racism is. So if you don't have any power, you can't be racist.
That's why some people don't understand that when people say, oh, black people can't be racist. We can be prejudiced. We can't be racist because we don't have the power to be able to stop people from living their lives and doing things like the people in power. So you are correct on that one.
He says Japan doesn't really care for foreigners in general, but it's not racism like in the USA. No one can mess with y'all. Yeah, no. And Lawrence, I'm not comparing to the United States. The United States started all these problems. That doesn't mean that Japan is not racist. That just means that everything came from the United States. What they've done with their slavery, what they did with the Jim Crow South, what they did with the culture of everything has now affected every part of the world. Every culture going forward. I don't think it was that way before. They created that now. So the idea of what dark is and what white light is different. And I think that there's no doubt that America is the worst.
Agreed.
You know, but it's because of what they did is why it's affected other places. And I felt more isolated when I was in my class full of, of Japanese and Chinese and Indian people than I felt anywhere else, and that's a personal experience for me. Say Richard Pryor is the funniest. He's the foundation. So I understand. I think when you do talk about comedy, you should talk about Mount Rushmores.
Yeah,
group them in fours.
Yeah, and Richard Pryor's on that list for sure.
100%. Dave Chappelle been missing. We need him to bring his show back. I don't think you can do Chappelle show anymore.
Me neither.
Let's talk about everyone equally. I don't think you can do that anymore.
Me neither.
Better movies, Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor?
It's
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's better. Come on, he has some of the best movies series.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Richard Pryor and Gene
Wilder.
Stir Crazy and all those type of movies. See No Evil. Oh my God. Listen.
Can you imagine trying to do that now?
Oh my God. I didn't think See No Evil was going to be good, I really didn't think that movie didn't look like it was going to be good at all, but that movie is funny, bro. Oh my God, it's so good.
The worst comedians ever that are too popular are Kevin Hart and Chris Rock. Those two are non-funny black people. They're white people funny. I think Chris Rock bigger and blacker is so funny and so black, and I just disagree with that 100%.
Me too. And I get the hatred for Kevin Hart sometimes, but if you go back to his early comedy shows,
when he was doing the Shaq All Stars, you remember seeing that stuff?
Yeah, where he's talking about he's so short, he's like right up a Shaq nutsack, and like
it's so funny.
Yeah, he's funny. I think a lot of comedians have a shelf life, right? They start off where they're banging, they're funny, and then after a while, the comedy just doesn't hit as much as it used to. And I think all comedians went through that. I think all of them do.
All right, where do you think prime Bill Cosby as a comedian for black people in the black community?
Hey, listen, even though Bill Cosby never cursed or anything, his stand-ups are funny.
I'm going to say there's a Mount Rushmore. Bill Cosby's right there on the side. He ain't on the 4. He's on number 5.
Yeah, I agree.
They should do a comedian roast show and see who's the best. No, if you're going to talk about just roasting people, no one's going to be better than Cat Williams. It's just like, he's going to say all that stuff. Yeah, he's going to be funny.
Listen, guys, just go back and watch a lot of those actual roast shows. Man, even the last one with Tom Brady, I was dying, bro. That was funny. I love those ones.
So I'm not a fan of Cat Williams or Kevin Hart. I saw Kevin Hart live, and Kevin Hart was very funny live. He was. Yeah. So the original Def Comedy Jam was fire, 100%. And I don't think you can bring it back either. That's another thing. I don't think you can recapture.
Me neither.
So I'm banning this show for a year, just like I did MCU after they got wrong. What y'all think? He said, "Hey, any funny Canadians?"
Yeah, for sure. John Candy.
Oh, John Candy's hilarious. I think Ryan Reynolds is funny. I think he's annoying
Ryan
sometimes.
Reynolds. Yeah. We have some really good ones, man. Really good comedians.
Said, "Wow, Bryan lived in South Korea. He sure did. He actually taught, and he lived there and he taught English at ESL for a while. He said, I finally went somewhere when I felt normal height." Danny hates some more. These two clowns are racist, prejudiced, confused, crazy, misinformed about red men.
And he's all caps too, so he's steaming. You can see the steam.
He's yelling. So yeah, Cat Williams might run the roast. I agree. Chris Rock routine is always the same white people, black people jokes. Yes, I agree. That is the same. It is the same.
It's still funny.
Yeah. What y'all think about Aries Spears? I think he's underrated. Depends. Sometimes he's funny. Sometimes I don't think he's funny.
Me too. Like, I like Patrice O'Neal better than Aries Spears. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people think Paul Mooney is funny.
Paul Mooney is a good writer. I don't think he's funny as himself.
I mean, a stand-up, like when he does jokes, I don't think he's funny at all either. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Aries Spears is a little bit overrated. Not overrated. He's funny sometimes.
He's okay. Yeah, I think he's okay, and his impressions are pretty good.
Yeah.
Classics. I watch See No Evil all the time.
Facts.
See, Kevin Hart would be the first one out if it was a roasted. Yeah, you seen him Wild and Out. I don't think he's that funny on Wild and Out. All right, we coming up to the end. I don't mind Kevin Hart stand up. I just don't like his movies.
Okay, I can see that. Listen, I see what you guys are saying, but I want you to watch, if you haven't seen it, watch his fatherhood movie. That is so good. That movie is so good. And it's not this jokey Kevin Hart, but it's him being a single father and learning how to, it's really good. He did a good job in that.
And I think the things that Chris Rock has done with good hair it's pretty amazing.
Oh,
too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good hair.
I don't want to talk about black people, and I think he's black enough for me. And I'm not going to say he was not black enough for me. Let's not forget the greatness of Bernie Mac. Yo, motherfucker, you think I'm scared of you, motherfucker? I love Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac is great too. Bernie Mac is great too.
The only ones I can think of from Canada are Seth Rogen and Mike Myers. Who else you have?
There's a few. You just got to give me time. I know I can't think about that right now.
John Candy is funny.
Yeah, John Candy is funny. Absolutely.
Did y'all hear about the woman who's obsessed with stored food? I'm going to send a link now. Really?
Yeah, please do.
Kevin Hart was funny when he was hosting BET Awards. He joked on Kirk Franklin like that was funny. I think he's a funny person. I just don't think he's the funniest. We have Jim Carrey, Mike Myers, Ryan Reynolds, to name a few. Comedy Festival Montreal called Just for Laughs. Yeah, look, Mama Bear got this.
Yeah, that's where I seen Dave Chappelle. The Just for Laughs, crazy, amazing.
I remember watching BET for comedian, then waking up like music videos. Oh, waking up at 2:00 in the morning.
What they did to BET,
type of music videos?
What they did to BET was a travesty. We should still have that channel thriving today, and we don't.
So Bernie Mac skit when you use moving about 20th time was genius. Yeah, 100%. These some black Canadians that are funny. Name some black Canadians. Nzo. Oh yeah,
Jim Carrey is Canadian. Yes.
Anyone from SCTV, including the late Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara. Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Mama Bear, because I didn't really want to think about that crap. So thank you.
I said actually it was good in the serious movies where he was the caretaker. I forget the name of that.
When
they do in the wheelchair.
It's Unsomething. Untouchable.
Is that what it's called?
I
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
Let me look. But yeah, great movie.
All right. Well, you take over so we can get out of here.
Yes. Yeah, it is Untouchable. Kevin Hart.
It is because I'm pulling it up too.
All right. Guys, switch over here. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Much appreciated. It was a great show. You guys came in here and you did what you had to do. We still got a few more comments here, but let's go to this one. BET is trash. They turned it into a dumb young channel with Medea stupid stuff. Absolutely, 100%.
I haven't watched BET in about 6
10
years.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah.
Almost a great show because I hated it on Cat Williams and Red, and I don't even hate Redman. I really like Redman. I can't even say that. I really like Redman.
But again, guys, we're going to close it up. We will be back during the week for the Spoiler King show, for the Chaos Central store. We got all of that stuff coming in, so make sure to check us out. And with that being said, peace, love, and hair grease, and we will see you on the next one. Peace. Oh, man. Wrong scene. Damn it.
Had to end.
Hold on. Here we go.